of the NFL has arrived. Good morning and welcome to another edition of The Carton Show. I'm Craig, Mark Schlereth, of course, Cody Decker, all pumped up because we've made it again through the doldrums of Tuesdays and Wednesdays to Week 5 of the NFL, and it's Broncos and Colts. Two franchises most likely going absolutely nowhere.
Come on, stop it.
And this should be a lesson to all you kids out there. Just because you have a sexy name for a quarterback and a guy that has been to Super Bowls doesn't mean they can still play. Exhibit 1, Matt Ryan for the Colts. Exhibit 2, Russell Wilson for your Denver Broncos. And I'm trying to figure out which teams we're going to see. Are we going to get a Colt team that dismantled the Kansas City Chiefs and shocked the world? And are we going to get the same crap we've been getting from the Denver Broncos and their 10 or 11-point offense? Break it down. Let's go.
Well, I think first off, you know, the one thing I hear about the Colts and Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson, like, these guys are washed. So let's start with the Broncos, okay? And let's start with Russell Wilson because, you know, this reminds me of the old Michael Jackson song, right?
Which one?
Got to make a change. And yes, exactly. And so I think one thing that's going on here with Russell is he's making a change. He's conscientious about what his critics have said about him.
And amazingly, the song you're referencing is actually Man in the Mirror, and that's what you're suggesting that the Denver Broncos do.
Yes,
Look
exactly.
in the mirror.
Well, what he's doing right now is he's heard the criticism. Like, he's got rabbit ears like every other athlete in the world that acts like they don't pay attention, but really pay attention. Like, I'll give you a for instance. Week 1 in Seattle.
Right.
After Seattle dismantled the Broncos, their head coach, Pete Carroll, said, hey, listen, one of the things we did, we blitzed him from the right. We forced him to the left. He can't throw to the left when he blitzes out. When he scrambles away from the left, he's not an accurate quarterback, blah, 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 blah. Right, that's what he says. And so then Russell, after they won in San Francisco, what'd they do? They throw a ball to the left. He scrambles to the left. He throws a ball to Kittle hitting to the left. I think we have video of this, actually. Do we have video of that?
No, we don't
have any video of that. But he actually scrambles. He throws it to the left, and then he comes out and mentions, well, I guess I can throw to the left. I guess I can. Here it is right here. Scrambles to the left, throws a dime piece to Kittle hitting, and then guess what? All of a sudden, so he hears the criticism, and here's what Russell's doing, okay? And I've talked to Russell multiple times. He's talked about, hey, I like to study the histrionics of Peyton Manning at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I like to study Tom Brady, the short passing game. And I like to study Drew Brees' footwork in the pocket.
What?
He is trying to become, listen, he's trying to become Drew Brees. He's trying to become more of a pocket passer because he's been criticized that he can't win consistently from the pocket. And so he knows, if I'm going to play till I'm 40, if I'm going to play multiple championships, I have to change the way I'm playing the game.
But here's
That's
the
what
problem.
he's doing.
But in doing that, you know, no joke, his stats right now in every category that matters are beneath those of Geno Smith, who I think is the worst quarterback in all football. So it's not working, right? So to me, I know how to get Russell Wilson to play better. Criticize him more, right? Like, how do you want to get the best out of Russell Wilson? You want him to scramble. You want him to use the athletic skills that he's shown us that he has. So call him old. Tell him he's washed. Tell him he sucks. He can't scramble anymore. Because if he's the guy you're painting, it seems like tough love and hardcore criticism, which is kind of like my marriage, actually. No, it's like, it works. It works. I'm going to do the dishes better than any guy's ever done the dishes just to prove you wrong, right?
Well, yeah, but if you're going to go long-term and you're going to be effective long-term, you're looking at yourself because as we age, we all lose athleticism. So how are you going to be long-term quarterback? It's not that you're fat. It's not that you can't do it. It's not all the criticism that you get. It's you're making a conscious change to change the way you play the game. Every category I take umbrage with. Statistically, every category, that is where you're wrong.
No, it's not where I'm wrong. I looked it up. Like, we've got 17 people working on this show, and they can't.
Here's where you're wrong. Every category.
Hey,
you know where?
By the way,
you know where
Russell's
Russell's got? You know where he's better?
You're gonna come with some Fugazi stat. I'm gonna smack you. I will smack you.
He's better.
I got the pin panned out. Go ahead.
He's better. He's better at the bank.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. At the bank, he's way better.
Yeah, but here's the thing: would you rather pay a guy, you know, a third of the money that he's making for the same exact performance? Because right now,
a third is being very generous.
A ninth, a 20th, a 50th of it. It's just look at the stats. Like, we'll bring them up right now. And I'm saying this because Geno Smith, to his credit, is having a very good year. Even though I don't like him personally, he's having a very good year. But you're paying Russell Wilson to be better than that. Because right now, Seattle hasn't lost a beat because Russell Wilson ain't their quarterback. And the Denver Broncos, rightfully so, are saying, wait a minute. We committed $150 million to this guy because we had expectations that he was the guy with a great roster around him, so they thought. He was the guy that was going to lead them to the playoffs and beyond. He's being outplayed by an average quarterback at best. You're not getting your money's worth. It's embarrassing right now. And you know it. You know it. 11 points a game. I feel bad for the fine people of Denver, Colorado. They're good people.
Yeah.
Hard-working, blue-collar people who deserve better than this garbage. You know it.
Well, offensively, they have been bad. There's no question about it.
And I feel bad for my adopted son, Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett took the job saying to himself, guess what? I'm going to have Russell Wilson. I'm going to be the best coach in football because you need a great quarterback to be a great coach. Look at Bill Belichick. He doesn't have a great quarterback. He's under 500 in the last 38 games, as we announced earlier this week. So he's screwing Nathaniel Hackett. He's screwing the Bronco fan. And it's time that he either says, I'm going to be the guy you paid for, or I'm not, and give the money back. Give it back. Back that truck up and say, Mr. Walton, you can have your money back. I haven't earned it.
First off, Mr. Big Pockets is like, he doesn't need that money back. He's fine. He's like, that dude's pockets go all the way to the cuffs of his pants. That's how big that dude's pockets are. Okay, so he's going to be fine there. Nathaniel Hackett, you know what you're getting into. Now, you expected better, but some of that is your fault as well. I mean, you've had to hire a coach to help you manage the game. So that's part of what you do. And that takes humility to go, hey, man, I'm overwhelmed. Let me get some help.
I respect that, actually.
I do, too. I respect that as well. So I think that's a good thing. And for Nathaniel Hackett, man, the heat's on. We're already, you're into what you played. You guys have had four games. 4 games. You know what the scuttlebutt in Denver is right now?
I do not. I could guess, though.
Sean Payton.
Yeah. Well, Sean Payton is the scuttlebutt in every NFL town in America.
Anybody who's lost more than they anybody who's lost more than they won, or anybody who had expectations that stopped meeting them, he's the scuttlebutt. But that's what's going on in Denver right now.
And the thing that's probably driving Sean Payton crazy, and I don't know the man or what I'm about to say, I'm just making it up, is that Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys keep winning. Sean Payton's plans are not going the way we all thought they were going to go, which is McCarthy's going to screw it up. They're not going to make the playoffs. Sean Payton comes in and he saves the Dallas Cowboys, but that may not happen. And yeah, I get it. Nathaniel Hackett. By the way, Frank Reich's on the hot seat. Everybody loves Frank Reich. Obviously, he was the quarterback whisperer for Nick Foles in Philadelphia. Right. He's done a good job, not a great job. Competitive team. They've made some postseasons. But now he's got his 3rd veteran quarterback in 3 years. And where are the Colts going, right? No Taylor in this game tonight. Matt Ryan, who may be washed.
No.
And I start saying to myself, maybe Frank Reich's got to go. I don't know.
Right, no. I mean, I get that all the time. Hey, Matt Ryan is cooked. Yeah, really? No, he's getting cooked because they can't block anybody. That's the problem with Matt Ryan right now. There's nothing wrong with Matt Ryan's game, but you mentioned it. 3 different quarterbacks, right? You went from Phil Rivers to Carson Wentz, now to Matt Ryan.
All veteran quarterbacks who are proven to be really good in this league.
So Michael Pittman is their #1 receiver. 3 years in the league. 3 years in the league, you've had 3 different quarterbacks, right? 3 different kind of philosophical thought processes from those quarterbacks. Like, there's a learning curve that goes on here. But the bottom line is this. What you watch them, Matt Ryan's been sacked the 3rd most in the league.
Part of that's on him, too. He's not mobile. He's an older guy, NFL age.
Yeah, but that's all right. I mean, it's fine. Like, the Colts have been one of the top teams in the league under Frank Reich of not giving up sacks. You know, they've never given up more than 5 in a game over the course of a season.
Okay.
They gave up 5 in back-to-back games.
Yeah. So I mean, the offensive line stinks, and the quarterback's not making it any better.
Right. I mean, like everybody says, hey, Quentin Nelson's the best guard in football. Like right now, he looks like there's an imposter. Like, who are you, and what have you done with Quentin Nelson?
Yeah.
Like
maybe he ate him.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's kind of where they are right now.
A little bit, right? I'm just saying, a big guy, you know. It's a big guy joke.
Yeah, right.
It's a big guy joke.
The fat shaming of offensive linemen.
I will not stand for it. Listen, here's the deal.
Okay.
If you're fat, you're fat. And I'm not shaming you by pointing out that you're large. Call me bald. You're not shaming me. I happen to be bald. You're not lying about it when you go, hey, cue ball. Like, that's what it is. The last thing in this game tonight, we'll do more later on in the show, is do we get Melvin Gordon? Now, he may have to play because the injuries to the running backs are with the Denver Broncos, but was my main man, my son, Nathaniel Hackett, paying lip service to Melvin Gordon getting right back on the field? Or is Melvin Gordon getting right back on the field? And can you imagine just for a moment, because I do feel bad for the guy. I do think the emotions were real. I don't think they were crocodile.
Why do you feel bad for him?
Because I'm a good person.
Are you?
And I recognize that he's hurting. And everyone else in America is loading up on him because he fumbled and he stinks, and you want to throw him away with the trash. But as a good person who cares about my fellow man, I'm going to adopt Melvin Gordon.
Who on that team are you not going to adopt at this point?
Well, right now I'm just going to stop with Melvin Gordon and Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah.
By the end of the season, you're going to be the full-on biggest Denver Bronco fan there is. You're adopting a player and a coach a week.
Cheerleaders are next. Yes, that's right. Just so I can live out my fantasy of being Woody Allen.
I would tell you, I think he will play. I think Nathaniel Hackett will be true to his word. He'll give him another opportunity. Good for Nathaniel Hackett. That's awesome. I told you yesterday, I'm with you, win or tie. I wouldn't put that guy, I wouldn't put that guy in a game of my life. They just signed Latavius Murray right off the practice squad from the Saints, he played in the game in London last week.
Right.
For the New Orleans Saints. He'd go in, at 100 years old, he'd go in before Melvin Gordon would go in.
And here's the problem. Well, then just cut him, if that's the case. And I get it.
Thank
maybe
you.
they will.
That'd be fine with me.
I view it this way. If Melvin Gordon's on the roster, Melvin Gordon plays. And if you're worried about him fumbling every single time, then don't play him, but cut him and let him go get a job somewhere else. By the way, one other real quick NFL note. And I'm partially bringing this up because I just like the video of it. The streaker with the pink smoke bomb thing at the game on Monday night. Show that again, guys, if you don't mind. So he's running. This is Melvin Gordon. Bobby Wagner's going to come out, as you now know, and just lay him out, right? Bang, right there. So the guy just filed a lawsuit against Bobby Wagner and the NFL and the Rams.
A police report, not the lawsuit. Not lawsuit yet.
He went to the police. Can you imagine the cops at that precinct when that idiot shows up and goes, I'd like to file a formal complaint. Okay, sir, what happened? Well, I jumped over the stands. I ran on a field of an NFL game where there were very violent men looking to hurt each other. I ran up and down the sideline, and one of those players, to protect everybody from me, because you don't know if I'm carrying a weapon or not, laid me out on the 40-yard line. And it hurt my feelings.
Here's the deal. I'll go back. I'll invoke Mike Curtis. And probably most of you don't remember Mike Curtis, but look it up. Mike Curtis was a great linebacker, Hall of Fame linebacker in this league in the 70s. And he was one of the first guys I ever remember to do this, to knock out a fan that came on the football field. And they were on him. And he said this. He goes, that guy broke a city ordinance, and I was enforcing it. You know what? That dude broke a city ordinance, and Bobby Wagner enforced it.
Yes, he did.
Bobby Wagner should get a badge of honor.
I agree.
A certificate of participation. Whatever you give the kids nowadays, because you know what? We can't keep score, and we can't do this because we're soft as butter. But, a certificate of participation. You enforced a city ordinance. Congratulations, Bobby Wagner.
You get like a gold star or something like that.
Exactly.
Well done, well done. We got lots more show coming up, including the big question mark about Mr. McVay, a question mark about San Francisco, a question mark about players' sisters, lots of question marks. Lots of question marks, and it's all coming up right after this on FS1.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic, and only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This winter, make sure your tires are ready for adventure. Right now at Midas, buy 3 Cooper tires and get 1 free. Schedule your tire appointment at Midas.com.
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, you'll be welcome too.
Dude, you coming?
Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief.
You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
Football, beer, wings. Yes. Boneless wings on pizza. TVs, overtime, wings on pizza. Sauce, friends, wings on pizza. Wings, pizza, pizza, wings, wings, beer, and now pizza! B-Dubs is the only place for football.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. It's what you do.
This was a good idea. Shh, I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save even more, you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico. It's what you do.
It's not about how fast you run. It's about how well you slow down. Corona Premier. Lower carbs, lower calories. Is your light beer Premier?
Some things leave you guessing. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analyzing data from billions of emails to offer suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with Intuit MailChimp.
So Wendy's Biggie Bag is all this food for just $5, and we're not calling it the Reggie Bag?
Oh, no.
What if it's the Reggie Bush?
Definitely not.
The Biggie number 5 Bush?
No way.
Reggie Bush number 5 bag.
Oh, no.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Blake Corum and number 4 Michigan take their electrifying show on the road against Indiana. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Michigan, Indiana, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Update your bathroom's flooring with sheet vinyl from Menards. Easy to install IBC sheet vinyl is waterproof and has a durable wear layer to resist scuffs and stains. Get 11% off all IBC sheet vinyl. Finish off your bathroom renovations with a new bath fan by Delta Breeze. Strong performance mixed with quiet operation makes this energy-efficient bath fan the perfect choice. Save 11% off on Delta Breeze bath fans right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Mark and Sam both have home insurance. Mark has home insurance through Hippo that offers him free consultations with home care experts who showed him easy ways to avoid problems like frozen pipes and other common issues around the house. Sam has old insurance, so he's improvising.
Why? Me?
Because you don't have home insurance through Hippo. Upgrade now and get online expert home care advice that'll help you proactively stay ahead of trouble. Visit hippo.com and save up to 25% on home insurance.
So, do you ever wonder to yourself, what is every NFL player's worst nightmare?
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered that?
Yeah.
You played, you have a sister there, Mark, or no?
Oh, no. Well, I have a sister, but she was in Alaska and nobody, you know.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have yet to see the Playboy Women of Alaska.
Yeah, right.
Well, Aiden Hutchinson is a young stud defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions out of Michigan, and by all accounts, he seems like a great kid, and he's off to a pretty good start to his NFL career.
He's a really good player.
Yeah.
And a really good kid. I talked to him
right?
week 1. I talked to him. Really good player, really good kid.
Yeah, it seems like he just has real positive energy. The guys all love him. I saw the video that went viral during the summer training camp where he sang in front of the team.
Yeah.
Just seems like he's exactly who they wanted, and he's playing really well too. He's a stud, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has a very attractive sister, and she's so attractive and talented that she was actually a Miss USA pageant candidate.
Yes.
And that, of course, to me, is every NFL player's worst nightmare, having an attractive sister. Because you're in a locker room with 52 animals who recognize that you have an attractive sister, and they might want her phone number.
Yeah.
Which you can play no part of, right?
Right.
Well, she unfortunately did not win the pageant, but there's a reason why. She made the classic mistake that every person that's ever tried to win anything did.
No.
She put on a Lions jersey. Like, didn't she know going in that was a guaranteed L?
Right.
Oh, no.
Like, if Aiden was playing for, I don't know, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Kansas City.
Hey, throw on a Cowboys jersey. You go right to the top. You go right to the top.
Yeah.
Hey, screw your brother, man.
They're like, okay, you have a good chance to win. She came out wearing a Stafford jersey. Well, that's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah, right.
And not a Rams Stafford jersey, obviously. So I can only imagine what that poor guy goes through in that locker room.
I hate to think about, like, if I was in that locker room.
Like what you would say to him?
What I would do, because I don't have any self-control. There is zero.
I know what you would do, and you know what you would do.
Right,
There's no doubt you would have her layout on the wall of your locker.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like you're obligated to do that. Like that's part of the deal. You're obligated.
I would life-size cardboard cutouts. I would change his public photo to when he's on. Like if I had a teammate that was coming up to the plate and his sister was a beauty pageant player, I'd make sure his photo on the board was that photo.
Yeah,
it would ruin his life.
Well, I'm sure. I wish her best of luck next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure it's kind of like, it's funny, not to compare everything to Zach Wilson, but when Zach Wilson, I swear I'm not. I'm not going down that road. I promise you I'm not.
She's too young.
When Zach Wilson was drafted, the story was how attractive his mother was, which was offensive to a lot of people. Why are you talking about a guy's mom? But she's a very attractive gal.
Right.
She also wanted to be a celebrity, so she had this huge Instagram account and social media accounts all over the place. And it got to the point where Zach said to her, "Mom, however much money you're making doing it, I will give to you.
Right.
Please get off social media.
Stop it.
So, whatever amount of money Aiden's sister Aria's making modeling, Aiden should write her a check and tell her to please
stop.
Just go do something else. Work at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know.
Can you imagine if Zach Wilson was teammates in Detroit with Aiden Hutchinson? Because what he would say is, "Hey, Aiden, your sister's hot. Can I get your mom's number?"
That's what I would say.
He also might say, "I need a fifth wife." So, that's just a bad joke. I apologize. All right, let's get back to some football. The Rams are broken. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Well, let's go to head coach Mr. McKay, who's going to set a record, I think, right now for words
or
that...
McVay.
What'd I say?
McKay. McVay.
Who's paying attention?
Yes.
McVay, I apologize. So thank you for catching me on that. Nothing like your partners embarrassing you. Well, Coach McVay, all right, used a lot of words and said nothing. Listen.
It does help when you have some more continuity. Like I said, I'm not sitting here going to make excuses for why we have or haven't done the things that are in alignment with maybe the expectations we have, but there's a lot of football to be played. The story isn't written yet. We do have a stay in how that story is written, but to make sure that you're continuing to keep the spirits up and not let some of the expectations get in the way of enjoying and competing to the highest level through the first
Could you stop
quarter
it,
or four
please?
games.
Stop,
Is
please,
definitely
please,
something
please,
that you want
stop
to be
it.
mindful of. But
Stop talking. It's just like random words. Words make sentences. Sentences have no meaning. What? The best part of that, put it back up for a second. I don't need to hear the sound anymore. The best part of it is the messaging on the wall over his shoulder. Here at the Rams, we need urgent enjoyment.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No. It says, you don't know that it says that. It says urgent enjoyment. That's like, so I don't know that there was a T at the end of that. Hey, by the way, the story isn't written. I prove on a daily basis that I'm not a genius. The story's, but if I pick up a book and the first chapter sucks, I don't continue to read it. I set the book down. I like the right now the story, the first chapter of this story blows. Let me tell you about the Rams.
Yeah.
They are a bully, right? They are a run it down your throat football team disguised as a spread football team. That's what they've been. I don't know about you, but to be a bully, right? To be a legitimate tough guy, you need dudes that are legitimate tough guys. You need dudes that can bully people. That would be like hiring Ken Jeong as your bodyguard. You know, all 5'4" of him. No, you get a big dude. They can't block anybody. They can't bully anybody. They don't do that. They're using wide receivers to be lead blockers like fullbacks. Stop it. So, you can sit there and say, hey, it hasn't been written, but what's been written absolutely sucks.
Right. There's no reason to watch Chapter 5 this weekend because the first 4 chapters weren't any good. I love how angry it makes you.
By the way,
You know what you should do?
What?
You should have urgent enjoyment.
I'm going to go urgent enjoyment.
I think you need that in your life.
Right.
Yeah. For the record, I'm assuming...
Don't knock it until you've tried it.
I've tried it, and I liked it. I'm assuming there's a T there. I'm hoping there's a T.
Yeah.
Please tell me there's a T after the end there. Urgent enjoyment or meant, whatever. It doesn't matter. Here's what does matter for the Rams. They are favorites at home against the upstart Dallas Cowboys and Cooper Rush. And to me, this for Dallas, and more on this, of course, tomorrow, this is the pivotal game for Cooper Rush, staying the starting quarterback for now of the Dallas Cowboys. But if you're the Rams, you have to be saying to yourself, all right, we respect the Cowboys defense. They're badass. They've got Micah. They've got Diggs. They get to the quarterback. All this stuff that we've watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really take the offense that seriously. We should be okay. If they can't figure out a way to corral the running game of the Cowboys and force Cooper Rush into mistakes, meaning, hey, Jalen Ramsey, it's time to restart earning the money again and being the best cornerback in football, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. I think this is a pivotal game for the Rams.
I think it's a huge game for the Rams, and defensively, I mean, Aaron Donald is maybe the best player on the planet. Micah Parsons, they may be equal. They're both great players, but you have got to dominate that side of the line of scrimmage. You talked about their running game. They're not running it great. They're just running it a lot.
Right.
There's a lot of attempts. There's not a lot of production, but there's a lot of attempts taking some pressure off of Cooper Rush. So they've got to be able to stop that and put that pressure back on Cooper Rush. I got over/under. Who has more touchdowns, Cooper Kupp or Cooper Rush? Cooper Rush throwing them or Cooper Kupp catching them?
They threw the ball to Cooper Kupp 19 times
19
last week.
targets.
So I'm always going to take Cooper Kupp because
that's where I'm going.
He's like when you play flag football. And he's clearly the best guy in the neighborhood, and all he does is boom, and he gets every single touchdown ball.
Right.
I would take Cooper Kupp.
I would too.
Because then also the Cowboys aren't asking Cooper Rush to be the man. They're asking him to manage, hand the ball off 30 times. Don't miss the wide open receiver, CeeDee Lamb in the seam, whatever it is. But I would say this, has anybody found, because there's a missing persons report, which is very serious, out in California right now for Mr. Henderson. And I'm wondering why they brought him in, Allen Robinson, rather, who's related to Mr. Henderson on his mom's side. Allen Robinson. I'm having a tough time with names today. I apologize. It's what happens when you stay up past midnight on a work night. Does Allen Robinson, he still plays, yeah?
Yeah. The last time I checked, he was still on the roster, yes.
Throw him the damn football, right? He makes a lot of money. Throw him the football.
Right.
You can't play every single time you step back to throw the ball and you're only throwing the ball to one guy. It doesn't work.
Well, I think part of the deal. It's really interesting because Robert Woods, the guy they had, tore his ACL and they shipped him out. He's in Tennessee now. Really good player, and there's some people, there's some teams, when I study film sometimes, I'll look at a receiver and I say, okay, what routes does he catch? And some guys outside the numbers will just go, hey, they're a go guy, they're a comeback guy, maybe they're a deep in cut guy, whatever. But they run a combination of 3 routes. And then there are some guys who have the entirety of the route tree. And so you've got to figure out what a guy can do. And sometimes you get a guy that's really productive somewhere else, and you're like, oh, we're going to use him in all these ways. And then you get him, and you figure out, oh, my gosh, we can't use him in all the ways we wanted to use him because you know what? He can't run those routes. He's not good at those routes. So you've got to, it's not an excuse, it's a reason, but at some point you got to be productive, and it can't all go to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's why this week they have to urgently enjoy men, and one of those guys has to be Allen Robinson.
Yeah, right.
Is any of this Stafford's fault or no? You put any of it on him?
Sure. I mean, you got to be better. I think there's certainly coaching issues. There are coaching issues, and that happens all the time. But you can't roll out there and just willy-nilly toss a smoke screen and let a safety take it back to the house. Like that changes the game. So yeah, you've got to be more judicious with the football, but you've got to take pressure off your quarterback. This is a complete team game, and they're completely they're completely botching it on the offensive side.
Well, I can't wait to
Everybody's
watch
involved.
it just to see really more what the Dallas Cowboys do out there with Cooper Rush, more so than even what the Rams are going to do, because the Rams right now are not very good. Coming up, a little NBA news for you, as Draymond was being Draymond, and that's not good. Plus, it's the 44th anniversary of one of the greatest sporting moments in our lifetime. We'll explain, 44, yeah. No, you weren't even born yet.
No, 35.
In America's lifetime. One of the best moments of all time. We'll tell you what it was right after this.
Taco Bell went a bit crazy with its breakfast. It was too much. What you need in the morning is tasty, simple food. Fluffy eggs, sausage, hash browns, and a warm tortilla. They should open a restaurant that only serves those breakfast crumb sticks.
You riffing, or is this part of the commercial?
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
New Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda.
Classic cola.
Wow, that's some loud flavor. What just happened? Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda. Loudest flavors ever.
Nobody does anything perfectly the first time, or the second, even the third. We learn from mistakes. But when it comes to retirement planning, who can afford mistakes? Smart Asset can help you avoid those unpleasant mishaps with a free guide, The 7 Crucial Mistakes of Retirement Planning. We also match you with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors who can help you achieve your retirement goals. Using Smart Asset is free with no obligation. Discover what others learned the hard way at smartasset.com.
As a young man, my hair started to thin. I couldn't sleep, I was stressed about it, and there were few options out there. Nutrafol is a drug-free, natural supplement that gave me my hair, my health, and my confidence back. Get growing at Nutrafol.com.
Fiverr freelancers developed my app exactly as I envisioned.
All I did was log on. I found freelancers. I picked the one that would fit my budget and the one that had great reviews.
Join Fiverr today and get something going.
I think I'm ready to leave the city. Find a job where I can work from home. Move somewhere where I can get a little house. That would be nice.
For the visionaries. For the trailblazers. For the last to leave. And the first to think ahead. There's Grainger. Supplies and solutions for every industry. With access to trained experts and 24/7 support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happened to you guys? Yep. So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T. To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text YES to 42424. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix. Just send a text
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text YES to 42424. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's YES to 42424.
I think I changed my mind about these glasses.
Yeah, it happens. That's why VisionWorks gives you 100 days to change your mind. It's simple. Anything else I can help you with?
Like what?
VisionWorks. See the difference.
So Wendy's Biggie Bag is all this food for just $5, and we're not calling it the Reggie Bag?
Oh, no.
What if it's the Reggie Bush?
Definitely not.
The Biggie number 5 Bush?
No way.
Reggie Bush number 5 bag.
Oh, no.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag.
I am ready to go.
Stand on the bar, stomp your feet, start clapping. Got a real good feeling, something bad about to happen.
You're one piece of work.
Thank you.
I got a real good feeling, something bad about to happen.
People like a little Game of Thrones with their country music.
An all-new Monarch, Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday as Blake Corum and number 4 Michigan take their electrifying show on the road to Indiana. It all starts with Big Noon kickoff live in Bloomington at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then it's Michigan, Indiana at noon on Fox. You know who my redshirt freshman is on the Indiana football team? No. Anybody?
No.
Vince McMahon's grandson.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Fun.
Yes, all right. Maybe we'll see him one day. Maybe we won't. Well, that's just a small little fact. Now you know. Yo, it's the 44th anniversary of arguably the greatest fight of all time. Really? And I'm wondering if you guys, just very quickly, top of your head, have any idea? 44 years ago, actually yesterday.
George Foreman.
Foreman and?
Ali, 44 years.
No, sir.
Oh, you're like the fight game. See, I was thinking about a sports fight like when Robin Ventura came out and tried to give Nolan Ryan the business, and Nolan just beat him down.
By the way, I would have accepted that.
Okay,
But
no, all right.
That wasn't it either.
44
One more guess, or
all
I'll
right,
just
so
tell you.
1980s, so I'm thinking, I don't know. What do you got?
You are the worst at math. How do you get 44 years ago is 1980?
I don't know where I am now, Craig.
I'm just saying, just do the math in your head.
I don't need to do rudimentary math. Rudimentary math is hard. I'm not doing that.
1980 would be less than 44 years.
What year is it?
I'm just going to tell you what it is, right?
Hey, math, watch out. Here comes Cody barreling down the tracks. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Yeah, matter 44 years from
I didn't
now,
even try to do the
they're
math,
gonna
by the
say
way.
the greatest fight of all time was Cody versus Math. But it was the second time these guys fought.
Okay.
All right. And it is
Hearns?
Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa.
Went the distance again, second time.
Yeah.
That's 44 years ago that took place. You're old.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't alive yet by 9 years.
Yeah. Cody's a bit of a Rocky expert. Like if I said I'll give out a movie, just tell me who we fought. You ready?
Yes.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, Drago.
Rocky 3.
Clubber Lang. And Apollo again at the end of the movie.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You go, 1 second.
Yeah.
That was the difference between me being champion. 1 second. You owe me. 1 second.
Hey, where do you go? We're going to fight. That's what fighters do, right?
Not bad.
Anyway, it's 44 years.
There is no tomorrow, Rock.
Here's the best part. When they brought people into the LA Forum or whatever it's called back then, they went in for free to be just a part of the movie. So there was a crowd there. But they had to feed them. All right? Do you have any idea at all what they fed them?
Chickens.
No.
Oh, that was a great guess.
Well, he was chasing chickens in the movie. It made sense.
Yes.
Yes, he chased chickens.
Yeah, that was one. That was the first one.
Don't be in cahoots because you're both athletes.
Really? Yeah, it's 2.
That was not a great guess, you two
That was a
knuckleheads.
great guess.
Yeah, they gave everybody
Chicken fingers.
chicken.
Why
Chicken
not?
fingers. Was chicken fingers even a thing?
No.
back
Chicken
then?
breast.
Here's what they did.
Without the
They gave
nipples.
everybody
Without the nipples.
Off the rails we go.
Right.
They gave everybody famous Amos cookies and Pepsi. That's just a little fact. Now you go to
Famous
work
Amos.
today.
All right.
You know a little something,
Okay.
okay? Speaking of fighting, though, there was a fight, not really a fight. It was a one-punch fight between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green at Golden State Warrior practice. I guess they went chest to chest. They were beefing about something. A lot of guys in Golden State are claiming that Jordan Poole is on the verge of a huge contract extension, has been different. Like he's about to get that bag, and he's acting differently, and Draymond needed to lay down the law about, hey, listen, you're Jordan Poole. Relax, Tiger. I don't care how much money you're about to make. You're Jordan Poole. We got Clay. We got Steph. We got me. I got rings on 4 of my fingers. Slow your roll, tough guy. And pop. And popped them.
Yeah.
And we have video of it, actually. It took place just outside practice in Draymond's convertible, I think it is. Can you guys show that or no? There you go.
Oh, good. Very nice. Fair fight. Got on top of him.
Apparently, we're using white body doubles for this particular fight But we're just having fun. So I just wonder, like, when that kind of stuff happens, right? And you have, like, the veteran who everyone knows is the mouth of the South, that kind of thing. You know, I remember Clay Thompson once came out and said, listen, it's like a bylaw here. You got to take heat from Draymond Green. He holds everybody accountable, right?
Yeah.
Is this good for a team ultimately? Is it bad for a team? Is there no impact on a team? Or are we making too much of it? What do you think about that?
No, I think it's great for a team.
You do? Why?
Well, because it does. It does exactly that. It keeps you in line and it helps you to understand, like, what the pecking order is and how we go about our business, right? Like, I mean, that you got to have enforcers. I'm not saying you got to get guys have to get punched all the time, right? But there has to be some discipline. There has to be a set of standards. There has to be a set of rules that we adhere to. You have to build a culture. And if some dude is patty caking or you know or whatever, then there has to be some consequences.
Like, so you want every hen house needs a rooster, is what you're basically saying, right?
Well,
Something just to make sure nobody gets out of line, out of control, a little too big for their britches.
Right.
Hey, we got a lot of champions on this team. Recognize who you are, where you are, and let's get together to win a championship.
If we have a set of standards and somebody doesn't adhere to the set of standards, there needs to be consequences. That's part of the issue with our culture right now. You can do anything you want without, like, oh, well, it's okay. It's, you know what, we have to nurture and we have to. No!
By the way, speaking of that, you're not lying. NYU is a very prestigious university here in New York City, and they just fired a professor, no joke. The kids in the class thought the professor was grading them too harshly and was negatively impacting their overall GPA. So rather than tell the kids, hey, study more, they fired the professor.
See, I have experience with this. At the University of Idaho, I checked into a finance class, right? It's the first day of class. It's fall, right? I'm in the beginning of football season. I sit down, very studious, I'm ready to go. And the professor stands up and goes, let me just tell you something. This will be the hardest class you've ever taken. Over 50% of you will fail. And I went like this. Got up, and I walked out. I just said, dude, this class is not for me.
All good?
Right, this class is not for me. I went right to the admin building. I dropped it. I got into Greek mythology, greatest class I ever took. I don't know what the professor's name was, a little guy, big hair like Einstein. I called him Professor Zeus, and he talked with a list. He'd be like, the thing is, he said that Zeus is going to come down from on high and throw thunderbolts. And you were like, you just sit there and go, this is the most awesome class I've ever been in. I'm learning Greek mythology. It was awesome. I mean, it was great. Got an A in it. I went from an F to an A. Bam!
Got Bob Ross yelling at you. It's great.
Got an A in it. Guy walked out of a finance class where they teach you how to make change for a 20 and found Greek mythology here. Okay, by the way, who is the god of water?
Poseidon.
Case.
Ocean, but
case in point, you didn't learn anything.
The god of water?
Yes.
I don't know that there's a god of water. Well, that's the ocean. That's the ocean.
There's water in the ocean.
I think the god of water is Aquaman.
Do I have time to get to this?
Yeah, right? That's better choice. Aquaman.
I don't have time. There's this great GM poll that's got Kevin Durant all ticked off. I'm going to go to it anyway. We'll figure out the time later in the show. So,
it's Matt.
Hey, what's it say right here?
We'll let
this is Carton.
Carton. You know what we'll do? We'll do in the break. We'll let Cody do the math to figure out how much time we got later
we'll
on.
We'll have about a half hour over. I want to get the story because it just makes sense to do it right now. Every year they anonymously poll all the general managers in the NBA.
Yeah.
Who's the best at this? Who's the best at that? Right. So they came up with you got one shot to win a game. Who's the guy you want shooting the shot? Now, I think it's obvious to all of us who love the NBA. The only answer is
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Right, Steph Curry. And yes, every GM voted Steph Curry in a landslide is the number one guy. Kevin Durant was not picked as the number one guy, and he's very sensitive to that. So I just wanted to put it on the record because I know Kevin loves this show and watches it every morning. Kevin, here's proof, video proof, of why you're not the guy that the GMs picked. This is Game 7 against Milwaukee in your building. Game on the line. Was that an air ball?
Oh, that was
Was that all net or was that all air? Let's take a look.
Hey, good try, though.
And the Nets get eliminated again. So I know he's very sensitive, and I just thought we should point out to him why the GMs did not pick him.
So just like
to be number one.
Public
okay?
service announcement is what you're doing.
The other big news NBA-wise is that Zion looks like he's fit.
Looks great.
Looks like he's in great shape, and that's that.
Are we going to see a picture of it? Or
no, do we have a picture of it? Yeah, he looks good. No, he does. He looks great. He looks like the kid that came out of Duke.
Right.
He absolutely looks
show
fantastic.
me a picture of him in April.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's got time.
Exactly right. But if he's in good shape, he is one of the better players for sure in the league. And from that, we turn it over to Cody because we want to make sure that you have everything you need to get to the office today so you're not out of the know. It's Cody on the net. No, we're not doing it here. All right, listen. One day, we will have meetings that mean something. One day, we'll follow the script that they give me. So I'm just going to circle that. We'll get to Cody on the net later because we're not doing it now. We have the latest on what team Odell Beckham is flirting with in the NFL. You might be surprised. That's coming up next.
Over the middle, and
hey, that rookie corner? We were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? Because he usually was listening to music, because he loves music. You guys probably don't know that about him. Well, yeah, we're friends.
can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happened to you guys? Yep. So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text SURGE to 231-231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text SURGE to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SURGE to 231-231.
This is Sandra. She gets her financial advice from her mother. This is Tony, who gets his financial advice from his old college roommate. And this is where Frank used to sit. He got smart about retirement at smartasset.com. They matched him with vetted fiduciary financial advisors to help turn his retirement priorities into a retirement reality. Everybody sure misses Frank.
Can someone get that?
Smartasset.com. Take our free quiz and be matched with up to 3 vetted financial advisors. Get smart about retirement.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with multi-view. Try free at FuboTV.com.
You know, it says out of workshop for a reason.
So sorry to bother you, boss, but they moved the World Cup
To the holidays?
Wait, like the actual World Cup?
It's a big deal.
Yeah, but that's my time to shine. Get Blitzen on the phone. I gotta get back up there right now. I gotta go.
Wanted full-time fans must be enthusiastic problem solvers, possess strong communication skills, and happy to work weekends. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Dude, you coming? Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels, cold and flu relief with more concentrated power. Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, Winter Warriors with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
The new Subway Series menu, the greatest sandwich roster ever assembled. For more on the new boss, here's Patrick Mahomes.
Incredible. Meatballs, fresh mozzarella, and pepperoni.
Oh, the meatball's out. I thought he never fumbles. The new Subway Series, what's your pick?
This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sass. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
The first time you made a sale online was also the first time you heard of a town named...
Dinosaur. We just got an order from Dinosaur, Colorado.
No way. Start an easy-to-build, powerful website for free with a partner that always puts you first. GoDaddy. Tools and support for every small business first.
Did you know you can save with GoodRx, even if you have insurance?
You know, I thought
my prescription was covered until it wasn't, but GoodRx helps with that.
I work for myself, so I buy my own insurance. And I still check GoodRx.
I'm on Medicare. I check GoodRx because it can beat my copay. Who wouldn't like that?
Even if you have insurance, GoodRx can help you save.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Fiverr freelancers help me with product design. Just always simple and easy. I log on, I tell them what I need, and I get it delivered. Your turn. Get started on Fiverr today.
The fall tour of Odell Beckham continues, and I'm loving every single piece of it. Mark Schlereth is here, 3-time Super Bowl winner. Cody Decker, more home runs than any minor league player in the history of minor league baseball. It's the Carton Show. So we know about Green Bay, we know about New Orleans, we know about Tampa Bay, we even know about the New York Giants. Well, Odell's not done. He's now flirting with your girlfriend, the Buffalo Bills, questioning online, gosh, if I lived in Buffalo, what would I eat? We all know the question. Wings, obviously. Beef on weck, obviously. That's what's big in Buffalo. But you can add the Bills now to the list of teams, very good teams with really good quarterbacks. That would make a lot of sense for Odell Beckham. So it was media day yesterday, as it always is on Wednesday. Von Miller decided to get in on the action. Let's hear what he had to say about Odell maybe joining the Buffalo Bills.
I'm sure, when he looks at our team, I'm sure he can see himself fitting in our team. And, he's going on tour now. He's going to, Giants practice facility and the Saints and Tampa and all that stuff, which you should, you should go around and see the league and, get the love. He's still on Super Bowl tour. Just me personally, I like just the way I like to think. I think when it's time to, start, chopping the block, and I think when it's time to get down to business, we already know where he's gonna be at. We know, just in my eyes, I think I know where he's gonna be.
Gosh, now I'm trying to figure out what Von Miller thinks. I know a lot of people think he's just gonna go back to the Rams. That it makes the most sense. They won a Super Bowl. He's comfortable there, familiar with it, but he's teasing a lot of different franchises right now. So maybe Von knows, maybe he doesn't know. Are you with me that Von Miller thinks he's just going back to the Rams? Or do you think there's another team during this, tour of Odell Beckham that there's a team that makes more sense or that he's more likely to go to?
Yeah, I think he probably thinks it's the Rams. I think that makes the most sense. But boy, he certainly is the belle of the ball. I mean, do tell, what is it like? Like prom time when you were in high school, right, Cart? And everybody was lined up to try to take you to the prom. No, wait, that was me. I forgot. That was me.
We saw the photo.
Yeah, never mind.
It was you.
Yeah, never mind. You were begging people to come to the prom with you. Yeah.
So I was offering money too.
Right, exactly. He is the belle of the ball. Everybody wants to come get a taste.
Because no team, and here's why. Because no team's perfect, right? Even though we know the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs are the class of the AFC, Green Bay has all that stuff. They all could use help.
Sure.
No team is perfect. You have great wide receiver in Buffalo and Stephon Diggs. You have a great, on and on and on.
Yeah.
But you have a kid that's special. And everybody loves him. He would have been the MVP most likely of the Super Bowl if he didn't go down with the ACL tear. And I find this fascinating because, the media doesn't always love Odell Beckham. The guys love Odell Beckham, and he might be the missing piece to a championship.
I do think that last year was a great year for him, not only physically what he was able to accomplish, but I think from just a personality standpoint. I think that there were some questions in his time in Cleveland. Is it Baker? Is it Odell? Nobody gets along, blah, blah, blah.
And his dad did put out that video.
Right. And I think that he's gone a long way to kind of healing that reputation. Now everybody is like, no. Odell was never the issue. Odell's fine, and he's a great player.
Well, to be fair, when he was early in his career in New York, and he was the best player on that team. No one's going to argue that.
Right.
He was also a huge distraction in that he was so immature, and he was trying to find himself in the league doing all that crazy nonsense, on the sideline of games, proposing to a kicking net and all that crap. And frankly, it detracted from his talent. He's as talented as any guy we've ever seen in the NFL. He changed the way kids want to play wide receiver with one-handed catches. That's him.
Right.
He's a trendsetter, and not a lot of guys can say that.
He's from a wide receiver standpoint, he is the equivalent of Steph Curry in
Yes.
the NBA. Steph Curry changed the way we look at NBA basketball with his ability to shoot. Like now, if you're a 6'1" white guy, you're like, hey, maybe I could play in the NBA if I could develop a shot. Like he inspired a generation of kids who would have never even thought or dreamed about playing in the NBA.
Well, he also, you're right. He changed the way the NBA is played.
And Odell is that same guy for wide receivers in the National Football League.
Yeah, I agree. I'm loving the tour. I'm trying to figure out who's next, right?
Have the Rams done enough? Because they only have a locker form where Tom Brady's throwing out tweets. You see Aaron Rodgers putting out. They're courted by quarterbacks.
I think there's something to be said for winning a championship that you can't discount, and that experience that the guys go through, through a playoff run, being in the Super Bowl, where I would still put the Rams as the favorite to bring him back, because of that experience.
The Rams are playing cool. They're like, go ahead, see what else is out there, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's the old saying, the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where we water it. And we've watered this grass. You know who we are.
Yep.
You know how much we love you. We're going to be here. When you go out and have your dalliance, right? Go out on your little trysts, and then when you come back home.
And we'll be here for you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what they're saying.
Right. They're not begging them to come back. The locker's there. Hey, by the way, you ever want to come back home? The bed's made.
Right.
All good, right?
Yeah.
So while the Rams are struggling, and maybe they do bring him back or not, there's an interesting stat about the Baltimore Ravens. And the Baltimore Ravens this year have really been a tale of two halves. They've been a great first-half team offensively, specifically, loading up on the points. And then in the second half, not so good offensively, and the defense is letting up a boatload of points. They are 2-2. Like everybody else in their division, nobody's winning it, nobody's losing it. Everybody's flat, right? Mm-hmm. If you had to take a guess, over 4 games, again, they're 500, how much time collectively the Ravens have been trailing? What would you say? Make up a number. Just throw any crazy.
15 minutes because it's been bad second half.
Fair enough. So a full quarter of football after 4 games?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes? All right, so a little bit less. The Baltimore Ravens have trailed 14 seconds. 14 seconds. Yeah, 14 seconds.
And they're 2-2.
They've had the lead in every game for the majority of every game, and they are 2-2.
How many minutes have they had the lead for? 4 games, 60-minute games. They've been down 14 seconds. Do the math. Go.
Can you do the math?
No, I cannot.
You could do the math. Come on. 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 46 seconds.
Stop trying to embarrass me on national TV, Craig.
There you go. But it's crazy, right?
It is.
That means it comes down to them. Bad coaching decision, not kicking the field goal 4 minutes left. I think absolutely cost them the game against the Bills last weekend. And one play here, one play there,
but
they're 4-0.
Let me break down the issues with the Baltimore Ravens right now, okay? So the issue is they no longer play complementary defense.
What does that mean?
Okay, so when you look at the Baltimore Ravens, how they're built, right? I mean, they got a 300-pound fullback, right? They run the college option stuff. Here's what happens. You kick off to them. They drive it down your throat. You can't practice what they do. You just can't. You got to feel it in the game. So they drive it down your throat. They score a touchdown. They kick off. And it used to be under Wink Martindale, their old defensive coordinator. He's bringing the blitz on first down, on second down. He gets behind the chains. You kick, you're 3 and out. You kick it off to them. They possess the ball again. They drive it down the football field. They score a touchdown, for instance, and the first quarter ends. Now all of a sudden, your opponent, the other offense goes, we've had the ball one time.
Right.
One time. Now most NFL games are 12 possession games. So now you're going, we're going to have the ball maybe 6 or 7 possessions. So you scrap out your game plan and say, all we're going to do is throw it. Well, now they're sitting back on defense. They're taking it easy. They're not being pressured. They want to play like, hey, death by 1,000 paper cuts.
So they're changing who they are.
They're changing who they are, and it doesn't complement their offense.
Got it.
So now their offense can't do what it's always done, is just possess the crap out of the ball and have a 40-minute time of possession and just beat you down. So they're not playing complementary football based on the way their offense is built.
Well, 14 seconds, that is it.
That's crazy.
And those 14 seconds have resulted in not one, but 2 losses, and they've got a big game this week against the Bengals, right? And the Bengals all of a sudden seem like they're back now. First they beat the Jets, and then people were wondering, well, it's only the Jets. You beat the Jets, but now they've won 2 games in a row.
But now we know how good the Jets are, right?
That's right. That's by the way, that win is much better now.
Yeah.
Considering the Jets are also 2-2, and then you can make the argument. The Bengals beat the Dolphins on the night that Tua, of course, gets knocked out, so they beat a backup quarterback there. The Bengals are weird because I can make an argument, and I can win it. The Bengals could be 4-0. I can make an argument, I could win it. The Bengals could be 0-4. And here they are, like everybody else, 2-2. So I think whoever wins that game is going to feel like, okay, Steelers are out of this division, right? I feel pretty good. This might be our division now. Huge game.
I think this is a big game because I think these are the class of this division.
No doubt.
These 2 teams. And it comes down to this. Now, remember, last year the Bengals played them twice and absolutely waxed the Ravens. Like, they put it on them.
Right.
Bad tackling, big plays, big explosive plays all over the football field by that offense of the Bengals. So there's a little revenge factor here as well. This is, to me, this is the first installment of who wins this division.
I think, I know everybody in Cleveland right now is looking at the feed going, what about us? What about the Browns?
Right.
You stink. I know you're 2-2, but like, what do you want me to do? The Browns play the Chargers. You're going to get waxed in that game, unless the Chargers turn the ball over a lot. And I do think the Bengal-Raven game is going to go a long way to deciding who wins that division. All due respect to my people in Cleveland. You're Cleveland. It's your lot in life to not be very good. I'm sorry, but that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, you went factory of sadness on them. It's sad. But you were there.
I lived there for a year. I had season tickets in the dog pound. I know what's up in Cleveland. I know exactly what's up. One last thing before we take a break. Our dear friend, my guy, Baker Mayfield, is having a tough year.
Yeah,
I mean, he's having what we call a Baker year. It's a tough year. And he's starting to get annoyed at the reporters, and you know how that ends. Not well, usually with a quarterback on the sideline. Baker was yapping again. Let's take a look.
Oh, God.
If you got a drill for me, you can let me know.
Say again?
If you have a drill for me, you can let me know.
Coaches haven't given you any suggestions for something like that?
I mean, it's like staying in the pocket. It's finding windows to throw, getting their hands out. I mean, it's the same things I keep saying.
Yeah, so the question there is, you see, he gets a lot of balls batted down at the line of scrimmage, and the reporters are on him now. There's blood in the water right there, and he's getting annoyed. By the way, I would get annoyed too. I'm not playing well, and now the reporters are coming after me. I've decided to be combative, right? I've been combative with the fans now. Yeah, the boos don't bother me. I threw a touchdown pass after I got booed. I need to, and on and on and on. But this is a train wreck right now in Carolina.
It really is. You know what it's called? It's called the Baker's Dozen. It's when you've had 12 bad months, right? Baker's Dozen, right? And that's where he's been right now.
13.
Well,
that's
but for him, but a year is not. But a year is not 13. The year is not 13 months, so I went Baker's Dozen.
Yeah, but a Baker's Dozen is 13.
I know what a Baker's Dozen is. I'm just.
Apparently, you don't. It's 13.
You know what? I'll argue this all day long. I'm going to win this argument, right? I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand on my. I'm going to stand on my little corner of the earth, and I'm going to argue it all day long. I've got to fix. There's all kinds of drills. People. I've heard, hey, put tennis rackets up or racquetball rackets. So you got to work on those angles. You got to work on those windows and stuff. But I've got a better fix.
What's that?
I got a better. Gene Simmons boots.
Gene Simmons boots.
Boom. He prop him up. Yeah, put Baker in Gene Simmons boots, prop him up another 8 inches, and then he gets the ball over those defensive linemen.
I like it.
Yeah. They have come a long way with lifts these days.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Did you ever play with a guy that had a couple-inch lift in their shoes or no?
No, not that I know of. No, I mean, but I think you would keep that secret.
Would you?
I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, you haven't told me about the lifts in your shoes. I did mention. I thought you'd be a lot shorter than you are.
Yes, you did.
I did mention that.
Yep, it's all lifts and prosthetics. That's what it is. What do you want me to tell you? We got some Jalen Ramsey coming up. We got some Jalen Hurts coming up. And we got a new segment called I'm Him, I'm Him. That's coming up next right here on FS1.
New Astapro Allergy. No allergy spray is faster. With the speed of Astapro, almost nothing can slow you down. Because Astapro starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. And Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. Now without a prescription. Astapro and go.
Taco Bell went a bit crazy with its breakfast. It was too much. What you need in the morning is tasty, simple food. Fluffy eggs, sausage, hash browns, and a warm tortilla. They should open a restaurant that only serves those breakfast crunch sticks.
You riffing, or is this part of the commercial?
Red Bull gives you wings.
This winter, make sure your tires are ready for adventure. Right now at Midas, buy 3 Cooper tires and get 1 free. Schedule your tire appointment at Midas.com.
New Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda.
Classic cola.
Wow, that's some loud flavor. What just happened? Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda. Loudest flavors ever.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happened to you guys? Yep. So what did you do? We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text SURGE to 231-231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text SURGE to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SURGE to 231-231.
Want an engaging website to boost your business? You're just a click away from 5-star Fiverr talent. Hundreds of freelancer skills like web design. Head to Fiverr.com today and get something started.
This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
It's Skip Drip Bayless.
I am a living legend.
He came to play Shannon Shay Show. Get off my property. Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
Good morning, Brobergs.
Good morning, B.
Gonna be a great day.
Robert Birchtold doesn't feel emotions the way that we do.
Hey, who do you love the most?
Brother B.
He will lie and manipulate to get the only thing that he wants. Your husband kidnapped her.
Again! Where is Jan? Where is she?
There's no telling what he is capable of.
DirecTV, the best in the game, and still the undisputed leader in sports. We're your ticket to every NFL matchup, every Sunday. Touchdown! We've got the most live sports in 4K HDR. Set your favorite teams with automatic season recording, so you won't miss a moment. No way! And bring all the best together with Sports Mix. Sports on your screens at home or with you on the go with the DirecTV app. Your teams on your screens. DirecTV, where sports are always in season.
And welcome back to the Carton Show. I am not Craig Carton. I am Cody Decker. Craig Carton's over there, and Mark Schlereth is here. And we excuse me. This is my bit, my segment.
Can we get it? Can we get an ish on the end of that Carton-ish show? Can we do that? Can you just ISH if we could do that on the end?
Did I miss a meeting or something?
Welcome to the Decker Show, and I appreciate you guys joining me. Listen, we are going to play a game. Craig, you know the story about Jalen Ramsey saying, I am him, I am him. It's what the kids say these days.
Yeah. Well, just in case I did remember, maybe we could show a video of him saying
that would be great.
Go ahead, guys. I'm him. I love it when they count me out. I love it when they count me out. All right.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Jalen Ramsey claims that he is him, but the question is he? So I'm going to take you through 4 different players in the NFL, and I'm going to ask the football expert, that is Mark Schlereth, and of course, Craig Carton, the host of the Carton Show. Is he him? And we're going to start, not with Jalen Ramsey, but with Jalen Hurts. Listen, he ranks second in the NFL.
Yes. He's him.
He's him?
He's him. He's her. He's it. He's them.
He's everything?
He's everything you could possibly want. If he was the big question mark for the Eagles, he has answered the question. He is a stud. I don't know what I hit to say it, but yes, he's him.
Dude, he is him. Yes, he is the son of a coach. He is the CEO of that football team. He is a guy that is stoic. He is a guy that is serious. And I asked his head coach. I asked him, I said, hey, Nick Sirianni, like, what's the ceiling of Jalen Hurts? This is his answer. I don't know. Because every day the guy gets better. And, like, that's the one question mark. That's a really good football team. He has answered every question to this point, and I don't see him not continuing to answer the questions on a week-to-week basis.
There's a reason that the Eagles are undefeated, and that's the reason right there. Now, their defense has played really well, but
they're a really good football team.
Yes.
But you know what? He's been a really good player on a really good football team.
Do you guys not think it's too early to call him him?
No. What else would I call him?
I don't know, something else. Is he really that guy already? It's been 4 games.
He's the greatest non-binary quarterback. What do you want me to say? He's
not him.
I thought the bit is he him or not? He's him. He's him. He's him.
All right, fine. On to the next guy. We'll find out if he is him. Geno Smith. Hold on, Craig. You're going to sit down and you're going to listen to every one of these stats and you're going to like it. You ready? 77.3 completion percentage is the highest in NFL history through 4 games. Posted a passer rating of 80 or higher in 4 straight games.
Yeah.
But he does have a glass jaw, and I agree that's a problem. What do you think, Mark Schlereth? Is he him?
No, he is not.
Come on, he's having a great year.
So, listen, yes, he's having a great year. Like, that's great. Hey, listen, you know what? Everybody, and he is having a great year. He's throwing the ball exceptionally well. But, you know, when you fill up a lineup on a baseball team, there is a guy that has to bat ninth.
That
right?
would be me. Yeah.
Right, right. And that guy is a really good player, but you know what? He's not really that good. I mean, listen, he's having a great season. Eventually, water finds its level, right? like irrigation. When you irrigate a yard, right, water follows the path of least resistance, like culture. And eventually, that culture and that path of least resistance is going to be somewhere not here where he is right now. It's going to be down here somewhere.
Let me just say this. I take back every bit of criticism that I've put towards you.
Really?
And your Idaho education and your Alaskan upbringing. That was great. That was awesome. I have nothing to add to it. He's right. He's not him. That's it. That was the most eloquent speech I've ever heard about an average at best quarterback who made some kind of deal with the devil to have a couple of good games.
I got your back. I got your back, Gino. Do me a favor. Play good this week.
Who else you got?
Saquon Barkley.
That's a no-brainer. He's him.
Really?
Yeah. Coming all the way back 2 years later from a torn ACL. More yards from scrimmage than anyone in football right now. He's the reason that the New York Giants are 3-1. You have a quarterback who's an average quarterback who's also playing very well for him in Daniel Jones. But if there's no Saquon Barkley on the Giants, I think the Giants are 0-4 right now. He's that good, and he's going to present the Giants front office and Joe Schoen with a very interesting dilemma. A, do you trade him because his value's never going to be any higher? B, do you hold on to him thinking, hey, we now have a shot at the postseason. We got to keep our best player here. C, do you franchise him? D, do you roll the dice, say you lose him for nothing? But as Saquon goes right now, because consider this, the Giants have no wide receivers. Like, legitimately, no wide receivers.
Everybody's always hurt.
Tony can't get on the field. Galladay's hurt now. Sills is right now, a guy none of you ever heard of, is their most qualified and dependable wide receiver. They don't have good tight ends. They've got a stud running back. And for now, although Danny Jones is hurt, they have a quarterback that has not made the major mistake yet. So, A, to answer your question, he's him and then some.
Danny Jones does not get those 2 boot keep touchdowns last week. if Saquon Barkley isn't running roughshod through the Chicago Bears. That guy, I mean, that dude, he makes up for a multitude of sins. You watch him on film as a defensive player, you will get diarrhea. That's how good that he has. That's how good that he has been, and he has been great. And this is a lesson to the rest of the NFL, the guys who are system dudes, like my system and this and like. Put your players in positions.
You know what's great, though? Yeah, a lot of people are watching on closed caption right now. And I would love to see the poor person who had to type out.
Yeah, right. But that's what coaches do, right? They're like, oh, it's in my system and this, that, and that. Well, like Joe Judge, we don't like to run the zone stretch play because we don't like to go east and west because Bill Belichick didn't like to go east and west. So we're going to put a gap system in it. But that's not what he runs. That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's good at. Don't put a player in a position to fail and then act surprised when that player fails. Yeah. That's stupid. Yeah. They put him in the right spot, and guess what? He's awesome. No, shut up, Carton. It's the Decker Show right now.
Right. That's right.
Didn't say anything.
Yeah, you get off my show.
By the way, I do have to say this. They do play the Green Bay Packers at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, 6 o'clock in the morning West Coast Time in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. And the Giants are going to get waxed. You are going to see they play the Green Bay Packers.
You're correct.
You are going to see the Giants that most people expected this year. And that's not a knock. I think they've been great. I love what Brian Daboll does, and he's got instant respect from every guy in that locker room. This is a bad situation. A beat-up Danny Jones who may not play against a Green Bay Packer team still trying to get their offense right. And the Giants have no offense other than Saquon. Sadly for you Giant fans, this is where you look like every expert thought you were going to be this year. It is going to be a beatdown. Matter of fact, as much as I love the NFL, I'm not even going to get up to watch it.
Oh.
It's one of those, I'm not. It's 9 in the morning, dude.
I'll be awake.
You'll be.
All right.
You know what? At 9 in the morning.
I got a chicken coop to build this weekend.
But you're going to start your chicken coop at about 4.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch again.
Okay.
But it's not going to be pretty for the New York Giants. We have time for one more? Yeah.
One more, and here it is. This is the guy, and I know for a fact you're going to say he is him because he is him. Cooper Rush, first QB in Cowboys history to win his first 4 career starts. And currently the only NFL quarterback to be undefeated career lifetime. Troy, do not look up that fact.
You want to go first?
Yeah, he is not him.
He's him.
He's not him. Listen, he knows like everybody else in Dallas and everybody else on the planet knows that as soon as Dak is healthy, you can't be him. And as soon as somebody else gets healthy that's coming off a thumb injury, it says, okay, I can throw the ball now. You instantly get usurped, right? Like you instantly go back to the bench. That's a big word.
Yeah, he bought a thesaurus.
I told you I read the first chapter of Sean McVay's book.
I couldn't disagree anymore. Cooper Rush is him.
Yes!
He is not him.
Yes, he is!
He is not him.
You bet he is!
So he's going to start the rest of the season.
I didn't say that.
But that's what you said. You said if he's him, then he's going to start the rest of the season.
Listen, I live in the moment. I'm a moment guy. I live in the moment. Tomorrow's not promised. Yesterday's history. All I got is today. This is something I read in a Rock and Sky Mall on the flight once. Cooper Rush is undefeated.
Yes.
And if he beats the Rams, he stays undefeated. If he beats the Eagles, they're the first place Dallas Cowboys. So right now, in the moment, Cooper Rush is him.
I'm going to change your mind right now and use something that you've said multiple times before. You know who else is undefeated?
Me.
Father Time. And you know who's kicking his ass? The world's greatest American, Tom Brady.
That's true.
He's not him.
That's true.
Cooper Rush is not him.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that. Only because it's a 2.5-hour show, and Skip and Shannon will be pissed if we go long arguing about Cooper Rush being him or not him. So you say not him. Okay. How'd that feel, Cody?
Oh, really good. I feel
it's
great.
Never happening again.
Probably not. Probably not.
It's never, ever, ever happening again.
I take that. It might happen right now.
I think we're taking a break here, yeah? We're not taking a break. Hey, listen, they loved what you did so much. They decided to change things again and put Cody on the net in this segment. So here's Cody's chance to shine yet again.
Well, Listen, there is a long-standing tradition in Major League Baseball of sending the rookies out, maybe making them go do your laundry, get your car cleaned. Well, the Tigers sent out their rookies to get coffee, and they had to do it in full uniform, in spikes. But the best part of this video is actually Miguel Cabrera decided to tag along and just video. Miguel Cabrera, all of 70 years old, just sitting there with all the rookies and getting some footage for himself on his cell phone.
I love when they play pranks on each other because it kind of humanizes them. There's just something weird about that, though, right? Isn't it?
A little bit.
It's almost like a Halloween prank gone wrong or like a desperate attempt to meet girls.
I had a teammate that put his baseball jersey on his Tinder profile.
Really?
Yeah, it was
I have
brutal.
a buddy that once dressed up like a naval officer to go to a strip club.
What?
Like, sometimes you put on uniforms because you think girls like it. It's another story for another show. That being said, anytime you can bring professional athletes down to earth and humble them a bit, I like it. So that's a good one.
I dig it, too. All right, J.P. Crawford, star of the Seattle Mariners.
Should I have heard of him or no?
Maybe not. You're not a huge baseball guy. But
I love baseball. Baseball is everything to me. Mets and Yankees going for a World Series. Playoffs start on Fox this weekend.
You cannot wait. You're in. You're in.
Matter of fact, Rob Manfred's coming by the show the next couple of weeks to sit down and talk baseball.
I love it. Let's go.
He's the commissioner.
He is.
Go ahead. What do you got?
J.P. Crawford traded an autograph for a gigantic thing of cotton candy for him to use in the last game of the season, and it worked out pretty well for everybody involved.
That's a solid trade all the way around. Like, I love cotton candy, and I'd sign anything to get free cotton candy, so I like that, and that makes him a fan favorite.
Yes.
And then, by the way, for all you athletes out there that look at that and go, I would never do that, that makes that guy so likable. And it ain't hard to spend 30 seconds of your day being normal to people that love watching you perform.
It's a great rule of thumb. Don't be a turd.
Yes.
Right? That's a pretty pretty standard great rule of thumb.
You put me in a bad spot. I
think you're just a turd on TV. But for the most part, I think you're.
You're in a bad spot.
you're more of a polished turd with some sprinkles on it. Okay? How about that?
You spent 7 years not talking to the media. How hard is it?
I talk to the media all the time.
Off the record.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been that hard. Denver Bronco fans wanted to hear from you. You got another one? Go ahead.
Yes, I do. There are a lot of great athletes that we talk about on the show, none greater than this guy, because fear makes the best athlete of us all. This guy is running, well, wait till the very end. This guy's going from spot to spot to spot, clearly running from someone's husband, it seems like. But wait just to see how dangerous this actually was, because it just seems like he's on like a second floor, third floor thing.
Isn't there a thing called like hardcore or something like that? Parkour. Yeah, that's when people jump from like building to building and roll and tumble and stuff.
Yeah, but this guy's just running from one balcony to another like he's evading someone, he might have gotten caught by someone's husband.
Is that Tom Cruise? Because Tom does his own stunts, right?
Like that.
That's where you came up with? Is that Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise is always on a building or something.
So he's either running away from like someone's husband.
Yes.
Right? Or who knows? I don't know.
He's just an idiot.
Where is that? Is that New York?
It looks like it.
Or Chicago? God, well, listen. I hope the guy made it. Because
it's New York.
One wrong state is New York. One wrong step, and there's going to be mad traffic, and I'm going to be pissed going home.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, those are the videos. And hey, by the way, guess what? They're also giving me the bump. Are you ready for this, Craig?
Yeah.
Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani, is he the MVP or should they name the award after him? Find out right here on FS1. And I caught it! This is the best show ever!
New Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda.
Classic cola.
Wow, that's some loud flavor. What just happened? Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda. Loudest flavors ever.
It's a cat. It's an old cat. It's an old cat bat.
Some things leave you guessing, but not MailChimp. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analyzing millions of data points from the billions of emails we send to offer personalized suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with the #1 email marketing and automation platform. Intuit MailChimp.
It's the greatest sandwich roster ever assembled.
Next is the new Great Garlic. The tender rotisserie-style chicken is sublime, and the roasted garlic aioli adds a lovely piquant flavor.
Man, the second retirement really changed you. The new Subway series. What's your pick?
When we were a motorized bicycle company, they said that's fine for the streets, but you'll never win a race. They said motorcycles are one thing, but you can't make cars. All right, you're a car company, but you won't win Formula One in a hybrid. Well, you'll never compete off-road. What about when there is no road? No gas? They've challenged us to do a lot of things. What will we do next? Honda, the power of dreams.
If you watch football on TV, you need Fubo TV. The most college football you can get without cable. Stream up to 4 games at once with multi-view. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Nobody does anything perfectly the first time, or the second, even the third. We learn from mistakes. But when it comes to retirement planning, who can afford mistakes? Smart Asset can help you avoid those unpleasant mishaps with a free guide, The 7 Crucial Mistakes of Retirement Planning. We also match you with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors who can help you achieve your retirement goals. Using Smart Asset is free with no obligation. Discover what others learned the hard way at smartasset.com.
We capture lots of data. With Fiverr, we were able to find the right software developer to help gather all that data and put it into the right system. I was able to save time and money and spend more time growing my business.
Transform your business today. Fiverr.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
New Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda.
Classic cola.
Wow, that's some loud flavor. What just happened? Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda. Loudest flavors ever.
Tuesday on Fox and FS1. The NL postseason is going to be ridiculous. You've got Mookie, Freeman, and the heavyweight Dodgers out west. You've got Acuna Jr. and the reigning champs. In St. Louis, you've got Gold, the MVP favorite and the Renaissance man. Oh, and the 2 aces in Queens? Yeah, have fun against them. The NLDS begins Tuesday on Fox and FS1.
Every search you make, every click you take, I'll be watching you.
The internet doesn't have to be so creepy. The DuckDuckGo app lets you search and browse privately, blocking most trackers, all for free. Your search history is never tracked, so it can't be shared. And when you leave search, DuckDuckGo helps keep companies from watching you as you browse. Join tens of millions of people making the easy switch by downloading the app today. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Mark and Sam both have home insurance. Mark has home insurance through Hippo that offers him free consultations with home care experts who showed him easy ways to avoid problems like frozen pipes and other common issues around the house. Sam has old insurance, so he's improvising.
Why? Me? Because you don't have home insurance through Hippo.
Upgrade now and get online expert home care advice that'll help you proactively stay ahead of trouble. Visit hippo.com and save up to 25% on home insurance.
Hey, this October on Fox and FS1, the National League's biggest stars battle it out on the road to the Fall Classic. The National League Division Series begins October 11th, only on Fox and FS1. All the wild card stuff starts this weekend, and baseball ended the regular season yesterday. And interestingly enough, New York Met Jeff McNeil won the batting title, but there's a little controversy about it because Freddie Freeman, who was only a couple percentage points behind him, played yesterday for the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman went 3 for 4 yesterday, so he raised his batting average. So if Jeff McNeil played and went, let's say, 0 for 4, which he rarely does, Freddie Freeman would have jumped him and won the batting title. Freddie Freeman played. Jeff McNeil did not play. And that's the anti-Ted Williams, of course. And Buck Showalter, the manager of the Mets, said, I kept him out of the game. I made the decision. And as a result, Jeff McNeil wins the batting title. Do you guys like that?
No. They don't.
They
Although
don't, right?
it was Buck's decision, and it really was Buck's decision. But yeah, guys are going to look at this for the next year, and McNeil's going to get a lot of crap from a lot of guys for it.
Well, he's also going to get a car.
Yes, he
for
is.
it. Now,
Yeah.
not from Major League Baseball, though. Although you think if we give out Player of the Week awards, you might want to give the batting champion, a car or some kind of ride. He's going to get it from his teammate, shortstop of the New York Mets, Francisco Lindor. Why? Well, Francisco tried to explain it.
If you win the batting title, I'll get you a car. Yeah. It was a long time ago. Everybody has made sure I haven't forget. And everybody's making sure I buy him a car. I will get him a car. I didn't specify what car it was. Good luck figuring it out.
Fair enough. All's good when you make the playoffs there. Just memo to Francisco. You have $300 million guaranteed coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
Buy him a nice car. And just to show you, like we do the same thing here earlier today, Stink promised me a new pair of sneakers.
Yes,
That's really
I did.
Because I've done such a good job this week.
I did promise you that.
He did. I don't think I'm ever going to see
I
him.
didn't say what kind of sneakers they were.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Exactly right. Anyway, I love that stuff. And, McNeil had a great year, and the fact that those guys have those kinds of things going on just makes it more fun. And, the reporters aren't going to let it drop. McNeil's not going to let it drop. And one day there's going to be a story where Lindor presents him with a car, and I'm assuming it's not going to be a Bentley.
It's
going to be like a Yugo. Or
he's going to get him a nice car, and it's going to show up at spring training. It'll be.
It is not, because that's the payoff now is I'm giving you a car you don't want to drive.
That way, if you give him the car you don't want to drive, you just leave it at spring training.
Yes.
You just leave it there in the parking lot. You give it to a clubby or whatever, right?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, if it was a clubby, he'd give him like a Rolls-Royce Phantom. But the fact that it's Jeff McNeil, he's getting like a Yugo or something terrible.
And by the way, McNeil makes a lot of money too,
Yes,
so no worries there. A little baseball, just off of that. The big issue now is Ohtani and Judge, right?
Yeah.
Who's the ultimate MVP? Judge has this ridiculous year where he almost wins a triple crown. Ohtani, on both sides. As a pitcher, an ERA under 3, pitched to close out the season for the Angels. As a batter, over 30 home runs, almost 100 RBIs and runs scored. There have been co-MVPs before. That's a cop-out. Who's your MVP?
Shohei Ohtani. It's unbelievable. Listen, as much as you want to sit here and be your Yankee fan about Judge, Shohei Ohtani has done something that has never happened. He's top 5 in hitting and top 3 in pitching.
And it's crazy.
Insane.
And he's a unicorn. Now, we'll probably never see anything like him ever again. It's not detracting from it. But when you're not in the playoffs and the award is not who's the best player, who does the most unique things, who does something that's never been done before, the V is important. There's only 3 letters. One of them is a V. That V stands for valuable.
Yes.
And you cannot make an argument that the New York Yankees would have won the division or even been in the playoffs this year if Judge doesn't do what he did.
You can't.
Valuable.
You can when you talk about how much money the Yankees are going to spend and how many guys you're going to get. But the big number for me is 62. Right?
Valuable. I don't even care about the 62.
But when people are voting, they care about the 62. They care about the record. They care about the fact that you surpassed Maris. They care about the history of the Yankees. They care about all that stuff. I'm with you. What Shohei Ohtani does is
so
it's
let me
ridiculous.
ask you a question.
It's
So,
ridiculous.
based on
but I think it's going to be the other guy.
Based on what you said,
Yes.
why not just make Ohtani the MVP every year?
Well, if
he does something no one else does every year.
No, but if he does this every year, he should be the MVP every year.
So
Last year by the way, last year the Angels were a 4th place team. This year a 3rd place team. He won the MVP last year on a worse season than he had this year.
That doesn't mean the writers are right.
Well,
Right?
the writers are old dudes who are going to vote for Judge, and they're wrong.
Well, maybe there'll be co-MVPs this year. It has happened before. I think 2 or 3 times in Major League Baseball's history, we had co-MVPs. It's funny. I look at Aaron Judge, and you saw the video there when he did hit number 62. His mom and dad are right behind the plate.
Yeah.
And, you saw your son get to play high-level sports. I see my kid play high school football now, and you can't describe that. It's this crazy feeling a dad and a mom has when you watch your son. But part of this story is interesting, and it got me thinking, those are not his biological parents. Aaron Judge was adopted, right? So my first thought was, you gave Aaron Judge up for adoption, and it's probably a good thing you did. You gave this guy a beautiful home to be raised in and wonderful people, right? But you got to figure those people are saying, son of a gun, we gave birth to Aaron effing Judge. What were we thinking? We could have raised him. He'd still be 6'7". No?
I mean,
a little bit?
I mean,
Aaron, it's like you gave birth to Dahmer.
Wait, see.
You gave birth to, Aaron Judge.
It's the complete opposite.
Yeah, but
Right?
so I think this. If you have the wherewithal to know that you can't be a parent, and you have the wherewithal and the humility and the care to give that person up for adoption, for a better home, then I think you have the intestinal fortitude and the character to go, man, I'm really happy for him that he has gotten to live this life, and he has gotten to have parents that actually could raise him. And so I think if you're good enough, if you're humble enough, you're good enough person to give up somebody up for adoption, you're good enough to be very happy and excited.
Not when that kid turns out to be Aaron Judge, that throws everything into the mix.
I disagree.
Yeah, okay, and I appreciate that speech, and you probably know people in that world, and they're wonderful people, but it got me thinking. I have 4 beautiful children. They're all mine.
Yes.
You trade one of them for Aaron Judge. That's the question. Would you trade? Which one of your kids would you trade for Aaron Judge?
Sonny,
Go.
I'm really sorry, pal. I love you, but we're trading. It did get me thinking, though, that maybe I should adopt.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Well, you already adopted Hackett.
Yeah.
You've adopted Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Who are you going to adopt?
Well, Melvin Gordon, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Well, yeah.
Well, I just want to say to Nathaniel Hackett, I'm sorry, but I'm giving you back.
Oh,
all right.
Already?
It didn't work out. It wasn't a match for either one of us. I got to give you back because I can't adopt multiple, guys. I just have one guy that I want to adopt.
And who is it?
Well, his first name is Steve.
Okay.
His last name, well, I don't know. Yeah. But here's the idea. I want to adopt Ho You Fat. And I want to, like a lot of people do these days, I want to hyphenate our names. Yeah, that's all. Carton, you fat hoe.
Are you allowed to rearrange the last name?
I mean, I don't know. No, yes. It's not like a horse, by the way. Like when you name a horse at birth, legally, you're not allowed to change the horse's name.
Really?
Yes, that is a fact, it's a law. You can't change a horse's name. For real.
That explains your horse
But
buyer's remorse.
I think you could change people's names.
Sure you can.
I'm pretty sure about that, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still having a tough time coming to grips with you dumping.
Adopting?
No, unadopted. You went Jimmy McElroy. Didn't Jimmy McElroy from Blades of Glory get unadopted by his father?
Your references are special.
You've unadopted. You have unadopted. He was the greatest figure skater ever, and you unadopted him.
Yeah, this guy has dial-up still. He is something special. All right, listen, we got more coming up. What's it say on the bottom of the screen there? Is Micah as good as Aaron Donald? I don't think that's what's coming up next at all. From adoption to football, because that makes a lot of sense. Cole Beasley, 2 games with Tom Brady, couldn't take it. 2 games with a quarterback holding him accountable, he couldn't take it. 2 games on a team with a chance to win a Super Bowl, he couldn't take it. Cole Beasley has retired. He unretired to play with Brady. He couldn't take the requirements to be a wide receiver for Tom Brady, and he retired again. But I'm very upset about this because his agent put out a statement. I want to show the statement, guys, here. He's ready to be with his family after playing in 11 seasons, and it's time to be a full-time dad and husband. That is a direct shot at my guy. And I don't like to get into people's personal businesses, so I'm not. But we all read the papers. We know what's allegedly going on. And how Brady manages all of it, I don't know. He's a stronger man than I am. But that's a shot at Brady. That's a shot. It didn't work out with Brady and Beasley, maybe because Cole couldn't hang with the great Tom Brady. So he takes a direct shot at my guy, and I find it highly unacceptable. You leave that man's personal business. I'm getting choked up. You leave. It's just not right. Tom Brady's trying his hardest. He's a good man.
Yes, man.
He wants to win another Super Bowl. and you come along with your tattoos and your Buffalo Bills DNA, meaning you're a loser, and you try to mess things up. Well, I say good riddance to Cole Beasley. Leave Tom Brady out of your mouth. That's what I'd say. I'm Will Smithing him, is what I'm doing.
Right.
I hate that, Cole Beasley. Came back to play with the GOAT and couldn't hang with the GOAT.
Well, you don't know that he couldn't hang with the GOAT.
I know it, Doug. Here's what I know. Cole Beasley, all of a sudden, we demanded things of you. We demanded you to know the playbook. We demanded you to know where you're going on the field. We asked you to get open. All the things that you can't do. So your agent takes a shot at my guy. Highly unacceptable, sir.
You're drawing
Cole
a lot of
Beasley.
inference.
Who the F are you?
Maybe Cole Beasley left over there and realized, man, I just don't have it anymore.
And by the way, memo to Cole Beasley's agent, we don't need a statement to be put out. We know Cole Beasley decided he could no longer play football at the NFL level. Fine. Goodbye. We don't need you to put out a statement, make him look like the greatest dad and husband in the world because after 11 years, he decided to spend time with his family. 2 weeks ago, he didn't want to be with his family. And now he's a great dad and husband. Oh, he decided after 11 years that I want to be home. 2 weeks ago, he decided he didn't want to be home.
You know how I knew when it was over for me?
Yeah, I probably talked about you on the radio.
No.
This guy's washed.
You've never talked about me on the radio. So you know how I knew it was over?
How?
I was we had a practice, and I was really struggling my last year, had a bunch of injuries. And it's a snowy practice, and we're out there moving around, right? And I don't have my glasses on, and I'm watching the screen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was one of our practice squad guys. I was like, that dude sucks. He's awful. I'm looking, I was like, wait a minute, that's me. And I was like,
you knew right then and there.
Yeah, I knew right then. It's time to retire.
There
it's
you
time to go.
Well,
Maybe he just knows it's time to go.
Yes, and you stood on 2 years after that, which is awesome.
Yeah, right.
More football coming up. Is there any possible way the Philadelphia Eagles can go undefeated? No, but we're going to talk about it anyway. right after this on FS1.
It takes fight to be a full-time fan. There'll be good days and bad ones. But when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That means more cash for more of what you love. Save when you buy a home today. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
Restructured pork patty sandwich. Arby's real country style rib sandwich. Old, new. Oh man. Oh man. Arby's, we have the meats.
Take me up into the stratosphere. Lift off tonight at 761. You see my rocket ship out up in the clouds when the spaceship lit ignite. Hit me from the ground, I'm about to lift.
First, there's an idea, and you do something about it for the first time. Then, before you know it, you make your first sale. Small business first never stop coming. And you have a partner that always puts you first.
No way.
GoDaddy, tools and support for every small business first.
Your cravings are as unique as you are. With over 1,400 delicious snacks, Nuts.com can satisfy everyone. Enjoy every flavor of happy and get free shipping on your first order.
This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news, shows, and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with Multiview. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Fiverr freelancers developed my app exactly as I envisioned it. All I did was log on, I found freelancers, I picked the one that would fit my budget and the one that had great reviews. Join Fiverr today and get something going.
Hurry into Mattress Firm's long weekend savings event. Get a king bed for the price of a queen or queen for a twin and save up to $600 on Sealy. Or shop Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster and get 0% interest for 72 months. Ends Tuesday, only at Mattress Firm.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy, less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, text SURGE to 231231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get Nugenix.
Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of Nugenix now. Text SURGE to 231231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SURGE to 231231.
You planned the perfect thank you with the promotional product experts at 4imprint, who attended to every detail. Did you get it right? You certainly did. For the right products printed perfectly, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
At SimpliSafe, we designed the #1 rated home security system powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for half the cost of traditional home security. So you stay safe for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Check this out. See, Cletus? You're not the only high-tech machine around here. Yeah, put on whatever you want. Always rep it, buddy. I love it.
All right, let's play a little game, guys. That's Mark Schlereth. That's Cody Decker. It's the Carton Show. Thank you so much for joining us here again Thursday morning. NFL football tonight. We'll get back to that game in just a little bit. Just follow the bouncing ball real quick if you guys can. We agree Arizona right now, not a very good team?
Correct.
Is that acceptable?
Correct.
We agree Pittsburgh, not a very good team?
Agreed.
Houston, not a very good team?
Yes.
Washington, not a very good team?
Absolutely.
Indianapolis, not a great team?
Yes.
Tennessee, average, maybe getting better?
Yeah, they're getting better.
New York Giants overplaying based on the talent that we know they have or don't
Yeah,
have,
they'll come
right?
back to earth.
Chicago, not a very good team?
Awful.
New Orleans, not a very good team?
No.
Well, what I just put out there was, as you see on the screen now, teams that the Eagles get to play. Now, to be fair, they got the Cowboys twice, they get the Giants twice, obviously, divisional games. They have Green Bay. But an argument can now be made that the Philadelphia Eagles have a shot to do something that nobody's done since the Patriots did it when they lost in the Super Bowl to those Giants, and that's have an undefeated regular season. Everyone usually says, you can't go undefeated in the NFL. Don't even talk about it. I'm looking at the schedule. Why not?
Well, one, I mean, it's really hard because everybody has got talent. You may not be good, but everybody's really talented. And to have that kind of focus and that kind of determination and to go through an entire season without having one stumble, without having one bad game. I mean, hey, listen, what the New England Patriots did in what was 2007 when they went 16-0, that was awesome. 18-1 is not what you're looking for.
No, it is not.
No.
You got to win the last game, right?
And, yeah, so if you're going to go undefeated, you got to go 19-0. And
yeah,
so,
but I'm saying regular season. Obviously, the playoffs, to me, is a whole different ballgame.
20-0 now.
Can they go 17-0? They're probably not going to, but that's also being somewhat lazy. Like, they're going to have bad moments, bad quarters, bad games. But I look at what they did against Jacksonville. It's a monsoon. They're down 14-0, and they very easily could have said, oh, not our day. One of those games that we always talk about.
Yeah.
And they came back, and they outscored them 29-7 and blew their doors out, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of turnovers in that game, whether it ultimately played a factor more against Jacksonville than it did against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm looking at their schedule, and that Sunday night game, or is it Monday night game, against the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday night, yeah, it's a Sunday night game in 2 weeks. Boy, if the Eagles win that game, everyone else in America is going to jump on the wagon of, I think they could be undefeated.
Right. I will tell you this, that preparing for a game, I was doing the Tennessee-Indianapolis game last weekend. I watched that Jacksonville-Indianapolis game where they shut them out 24-0.
Right.
And I was watching defensively the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was like, oh. Like,
Wow.
They're full-grown men. Like, they absolutely dominate the line of scrimmage. And then you look at what Philadelphia was able to do. I think Miles Sanders ran for 130 yards or something, right? So, like, they're uniquely built in that they can play you a power game-wise. They're big, strong, but they're also fast and physical. They can get to the edge. They can pull. They can do all those things. So they're a really uniquely built football team. They're damn good. Philadelphia is damn good.
What if he loses to Kyler Murray on Sunday? What are you going to say on Monday?
I was wrong.
You're going to say you were wrong.
Listen, it's my life, dude. I have opinions. They're not always right. They're usually right. Sometimes it takes my opinions to be right weeks and months, much later down the line.
Yeah.
But listen, what have the Arizona Cardinals done for me to think they're going to put 4 quarters of football together? That's a dysfunctional mess. 1 week, you got to follow the playbook. The next week, Kyler Murray does what he wants. 1 week, get on the bus. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And D. Hopkins isn't playing in that game.
But we got an extra week here. We're on that final week where Kyler Murray goes off again out of nowhere.
I don't know. Listen, Kyler Murray goes off for quarters at a time. He doesn't go off yet for 60 minutes at a time. And I love watching him play, but that is a dysfunctional mess.
You cannot be good consistently over 4 quarters and over a football season by playing off script. Right? You can't, like, unscouted looks. Like, they'll get you occasionally, but you know what ends up happening to you? I mean, when you play off script all the time, what happens is you make 4 or 5 remarkable plays and you win a couple of games and you're like, wow, that was awesome. But then you know what else happens to you? You get your butt whipped more than you win those games.
And you lose the locker room. Because at some point, guys who get paid a lot of money, who are veterans, who want to try to win a title and kind of throw last year's playoff disaster into the toilet, are going to say to themselves, my man, stop. You're like, yeah, you have the highlight play, and it's all about you. Stop, because you're killing us.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming everything on Kyler Murray there, but, the Eagles are at Arizona, obviously, this weekend. And they win that game. You have the big matchup against the Cowboys. I'm telling you, if the Eagles somehow get through the very talented Cooper Rush next week, and the mercurial Kyler Murray this week, they go into their bye week. And I know exactly what's going to happen. Eagle fans, you animals out there, I know what you're going to do. You're all going to start going to Travelocity, foxtravel.com, whatever it is, and you're going to say...
Do we have a travel agency here?
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure we have a travel agency.
Yeah.
And I know what you're going to do. Gosh, if I save all my tips, I think I can afford a trip to Arizona. That's what they're doing, you know? Hey, if the 4 of us get a Winnebago, we can sleep in it. Yeah, and by the way, I wouldn't blame you. If they're 6-0 going into the bye week.
Fox Travel sells Winnebagos?
This is the greatest company.
Yeah.
Mr. Murdoch told me so.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yes. And I walk you through this. All right, maybe they don't go undefeated, but I think right now we agree they're the top of the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
If they're not, though, if there's a team that has a chance to supplant them as, the king of the castle, who's the team right now that you would say, I have a team in mind, but I wonder who you go, and I'll tell you if you got it right.
Oh, well, I'm assuming we're going to stay in the NFC. The team that
Don't make any assumptions. Who's the
are
who's
we staying in the NFC?
No, you do not have to be limited by the NFC.
Well, I think Kansas City now.
Yes, got that one right. Okay, go back to the NFC.
Okay, go. Thank you. I think the usual suspects. There's Tampa. They didn't play well the other night.
They haven't played well all year offensively, to be fair.
But I keep going back to the first year Tom Brady was there when they went 8-5, and then all of a sudden they just right to the top. So them, and then Green Bay, although, the Green Bay issues are real, especially mental issues are real when you get into the playoffs. They have not performed at that point. Right now they're 3-1. They're 3-1, and they haven't performed like a 3-1 team. So they're going to play much better as the season goes on. But what do they do in the playoffs? Right now, the Eagles are the class of the NFC. Those other 2 teams are behind them right now, but things can change.
Yeah, I think Green Bay's the answer in the NFC. They're 3-1. I think they're going to blow the Giants out Sunday morning in London. If there is a team on the NFC side that's the most obvious team to kind of take the mantle and say, okay, we're the new kings. You got to knock us off the perch. I just think it's Green Bay, and here's why. They haven't played that well, and they're 3-1. To me, that's trouble for the rest of the league, because if they do figure it out, if Aaron Rodgers does get on the same page with these young wide receivers, and they ultimately are going to, they're not going to not be on the same page all year, that they become a problem.
It surprises me, though, because with, we did the segment, Is He Him?
Yeah.
And your love for Cooper Rush. So what about the Cowboys? Where are the Cowboys in that?
Well, here's my problem with the Cowboys. I think they're going to bring Dak back.
That's your problem?
Yes, that's my problem.
That's a good thing.
I'm not one of these guys that says you can't lose your job because of injury. If I'm winning, I want to keep winning. And this is not a knock on Dak Prescott. He's a top 10, 12 quarterback in the NFL. We could argue that on another show, another day. Feel free. But if I'm winning, I want to keep winning. So if you told me that Cooper Rush is the quarterback, then I like the Cowboys a lot. If you tell me we're going back to not just Dak Prescott, but we're also going back to that game plan, then I've got a problem with it. I think you even said on Monday or Tuesday, if and when you go back to Dak Prescott,
you gotta stick with
bring the current playbook with you because it works.
Yeah.
Run the ball, protect the quarterback, make a couple good throws, rely on your defense.
I think it's
as opposed to let's rely on Dak.
Yeah, I think just a football philosophy thing. I think that attempts are a more important statistic than yards per carry.
Passing attempts.
No. Running attempts.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Running attempts, to me, that's a more significant stat than yards per carry.
Meaning the commitment to run?
The commitment to run, what it does for you physically. If you can celebrate a 2-yard run, if you learn how to do that, because you understand the ancillary benefits that come with it. Busting people in the mouth, getting people on the ground, slowing down a pass rush, setting up your play action, but teams don't want to do that. They're so enamored because passing the ball and developing a quarterback is Viagra to 80-year-old dudes, right? Like their own football team.
And 35-year-old guys,
Yes.
No, not so much 35-year-old.
I'm very excited.
Don't stand up.
Right,
Please
no.
don't stand up. Please don't stand up. There's another picture of Paige Sperano coming on the show. So please do not stand up. Coming up, Jerry Jones had something to say about his best player. Who was it, though?
Cooper Rush?
Maybe. You got to stay tuned to find out right after this.
This is beautiful. You ready, babe?
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I wanna be with you.
From Bolt to Blazer, Equinox to Silverado, Chevy EVs are for everyone, everywhere.
Guys, there's something on the ship. There's something with us here.
What do we do?
Get to the escape pods. Go now!
Okay, I'm an alien, and I got these claws. I'm climbing the wall now.
If you're making a sci-fi movie, you need to finish the special effects.
Does that look good?
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
Guys? Uh-oh.
See how much you could save by bundling with Geico.
Is that going to be a problem?
We always believed the welcoming spirit was a small town thing. Turns out, we were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, you'll be welcome too.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. Like number 11, Subway Club. Powered with turkey, ham, and roast beef. This sub isn't slowing down anytime soon.
I'll give it a run for its money.
My money's on the sub. It's Subway's biggest refresh yet.
Fiverr freelancers help me with product design. Just always simple and easy. I log on, I tell them what I need, and I get it delivered. Your turn. Get started on Fiverr today.
For the visionaries. For the trailblazers. For the last to leave. And the first to think ahead. There's Grainger. Supplies and solutions for every industry. With access to trained experts and 24/7 support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I think I changed my mind about these glasses.
Yeah, it happens. That's why VisionWorks gives you 100 days to change your mind. It's simple. Anything else I can help you with?
Like what?
VisionWorks. See the difference.
This is it. The big interview. Don't be nervous. You took classes from Yale in your bedroom,
earned certificates from Google on that crowded, slightly stinky train ride, and went to Duke in your pajamas. So don't stop now.
You ready?
You're more than ready. Jump over the giant metaphorical pit of doubt. With over 5,000 courses and degrees from world-class institutions on Coursera. Learn without limits.
The season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown.
Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, face to face in the ring for the first time ever. Get ready.
I'm going to show you what God mode really looks like.
Hi, I'm Malak, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it has that kick. Not too spicy, but it's just enough for your taste buds to feel that level of heat. And you're like, ooh, this is good. It's the perfect amount of spicy.
Hi, I'm Capri, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. You can tell they actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce, marinated it. You're definitely getting a good grilled spicy sandwich.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket.
I love how Cricket has no hidden fees, no hidden charges. It's just predictable.
With Cricket, I can stay in touch with my grandson as much as I want without being concerned that my bills go up.
The 5G is like fast. It makes sharing photos of our projects and video calls super easy.
Switch for the speed, stay for the savings. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Want him to read an MRI. He's not a doctor, Carton. He's not a doctor. Like, gee whiz, Mr. Carton. It's so good to be on your show. Thank you for lording over us over here on the chair side. By the way, when you call me Super Bowl champion, I'd rather you say 3-time Super Bowl champion and 1 time beat the Jets' ass in a AFC championship.
I like that.
Right?
I can dunk on your.
I am the world's greatest athlete. Don't come over here with that mess. Why could you possibly hate Gino?
My man.
Look at that. That was love at the end there.
It's been some week having Mark Schlereth here, and like a lot of NFL players, he doesn't believe in the 5-day work week. So while the rest of us will be here tomorrow,
all right,
he'll be sunning himself in downtown Denver, Colorado.
I'll actually be in Minnesota. I've got another job.
You have another job?
Another job.
I forgot. I have wanted to do this the whole time, though. If I could just come over here and, there we go.
Yeah. I'll do the whole segment like this if you'd like, Mr. Carton.
Having fun. We do have NFL game tonight. We'll get back into that shortly, but we teased going into the break there. Jerry Jones talked about his best player, but who was his best player that he was talking about? Was it Cooper? Was it Dak? Was it CD? Was it Micah? Play it. Let's find out.
Is the Micah aspiration to be in the Aaron Donald discussion, or his goal to be even better? Is that a crazy thought?
Well, he's got as much of it internally, makeup, whatever you want to have a term you want to use. He's got as much football makeup as anybody I've ever been around, and he's got the talent to back it up.
He does have it. Listen, he's all world, this kid, and I don't know why we have to always pick one guy to be the best player, this or that. I'd make the argument just based on age that right now, if I'm starting a team today,
Sure.
I'm starting that defense with Micah. Aaron Donald's one of the great defensive players of all time. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you're talking about a 22-year-old kid who's dominating the NFL, and we haven't seen that. I mean, I know everyone wants to talk about, Lawrence Taylor, Derek Thomas. He's in rarefied air, and he's only played a couple seasons.
When you start making the comparisons to Mr. Taylor, I don't call him Lawrence because I'm afraid of him. So when you,
with good reason.
Right. When you
Are you a 16-year-old girl?
Right. No. Oh, wow. So when you.
The the room went silent.
Yeah,
it was a great one.
Yeah.
Like, of all the things I've said, that's where you guys draw the line.
That's where they draw the line.
What?
Right. Hey, listen, I'm just gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
If Lawrence walks through the door right now, I'm leaving. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you and him.
By the way, remember that segment Cody hosted?
Yeah. But when you start making those comparisons to all-time greats, let me just tell you about him. And this is the separator, the differentiator
of Micah Parsons.
Of Micah Parsons, because we think of Micah Parsons and all the things he does athletically. That dude is as smart a football player as anybody that is in this league right now on the defensive side. And versatility would show you that. The fact that you can line up and play middle linebacker, that you can be on the edge, play an outside linebacker, that all of a sudden they can say, hey, we've had some injuries, you're going to play rush defensive end, and you can be the best rush defensive end in football.
Crazy.
And the fact that, oh, hey, now we want you to go outside the numbers and we want you to be one-on-one coverage with a running back, and you're like, okay, whatever you need me to do.
Right.
Like that versatility, he is crazy talented. But again, what separates the great players, or the good players from the great players, and the great players from Hall of Famers, is not only they're crazy talented, but from the neck up, they really understand the game, and he does.
And there's a work ethic component to that too. It's the desire to be better. He knows he's great, but he wants to be better, and that's when I say rarefied air. To me, Deion Sanders always says, even inside the Hall of Fame, there are different levels. Like there should be another floor for the guys who are the greatest of those guys. And listen, Mike is young. He's on that path right now. But you're right. That's the difference. It's not, they're this God-given ability, to run fast, to jump high, to be strong as an ox, whatever it might be. But there's a lot of guys that may have had that talent who we've never heard of.
Yeah, they play for the Jets.
Yes.
Yeah, the guys that play for the Jets.
There's always a shot on the way out. There's got to be a shot. There's got to be a shot. But I love watching that kid play. I don't know if you've done any of his games yet this year.
I did. Not this year. I did last year. And he made a play in a game where he's out there in man coverage and the back's coming down on short motion. He's going to pick the slot receiver, was Kenny Galladay. And he's like, Zorro, which means we're going to zone this off.
Okay.
And the corner that's standing on the slot has no idea what he's doing. Bam, he peels off one-on-one with Kenny Galladay down the sideline on a wheel route and just goes, tink, blocks it. And I'm just like, I'm like sitting there going, that may be one of the smartest plays I've ever watched a guy make. Like it was incredible. And this is a young player doing things that other players just don't do.
To be fair, Kenny would have dropped it. So, I mean, the end result was the same.
So basically, he could just turn it into a bush rush and just gone after the quarterback. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, he wasted a 30-yard dash.
Also, wasn't Daniel Jones also throwing that pass? So can't you make the argument that he was throwing it to Micah?
That's possible. Yeah. You could make back then.
I haven't thought.
Yes.
You know what? All these very good points that during the broadcast I did not think about. But thank you.
Well, you talk about a guy who struggled quarterback-wise, Danny Jones, who's having a good year. Again, the update on him: they think he's going to play on Sunday, but they brought in 3 or 4 quarterbacks to back up Davis Webb if Danny Jones doesn't play. Tyrod Taylor, who's supposed to be the backup, is in concussion protocol. So the Giants do go into that game with a major question mark at quarterback. Everyone believes, I guess, affiliated with the Giants, that he's going to give it a go. Game time decision, but you may see a new quarterback for the New York Giants in their game against the Green Bay Packers. Kenny Pickett is now the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you're the starting quarterback, you got to do press conferences.
Right.
When you're the backup quarterback, not so much. But when you're the starting quarterback, everyone wants to hear from you. And Kenny Pickett had something to say about the way the world is viewing the Steelers. So people went to Von Miller because they play the Bills, and this is not a good place for Kenny Pickett to get his first start in the NFL. Like Mike Tomlin, my man. You might have thought about waiting an extra week before putting this kid to the Wolves against the Bills, but Von Miller had a thought or two about Kenny being concerned that everybody thinks they're an underdog. Let's hear it.
Stop it, Kitty. Stop it, Kitty. Don't try to get crazy on us, man. We're just come in and play the game. Don't. Hey, why is he looking at the spread? Nobody looks at this. Hey, don't try to get crazy on us, man. Nobody thinks you're underdogs, Kenny. Like, no, you're trying to, no, don't do it. No, don't do it.
I'm going to stop it there.
man. Fuck it.
To be fair, Mr. Miller, because I'm afraid as well. To be fair, Mr. Miller, everybody thinks they're an underdog because they are an underdog. They're a 2-touchdown underdog. So Kenny Pickett's not stupid. He reads the papers. He probably has a FanDuel account or a Fox Bet account. He knows what's up. Let me take that back. I got to take that back. 100% Kenny Pickett does not have an account with any sites. Rewind, refresh. I apologize. That was bad. That's on me. These guys do. I don't either because I can't. That being said, they're 2-touchdown underdogs.
Right.
Kenny Pickett knows what's going on. It's not that people are disrespecting the Steelers. It's just that people are disrespecting the Steelers. And rightfully so. This offense has been brutal. The hope is that Kenny Pickett's a spark. The Jets beat him. The hope is now Kenny Pickett starting a game will lend some type of, I don't even know what the word is, for the Steeler offense, but it is going to be a very long day for the Steelers. And I actually feel bad for Kenny Pickett. He's not going to know his name when he wakes up.
Oh, no.
Here's the deal. I mean, obviously you got to play the games, and everybody in Vegas thinks you're an underdog, or everybody. That's why you're a 14-point underdog. So everybody thinks that. But, you know, it's about bringing energy to the organization. It's about bringing believability or hope, and it's about playing on time, right? And that's really what it comes down to as an offense. We haven't played on time. We haven't played with great energy.
They're still going to lose by 30.
Well, maybe.
I mean, let's just go. Like, he could do all those things you're saying. He could do everything right. Manage the game. They're going to limit how many passes he throws.
Sure.
They're going to try to run the ball as much as possible. You know, they do have, Fitzpatrick on defense. Watson not back yet, obviously. They're outmatched, outmanned, outgunned, outblanked, everything.
Yes.
This is, and I was thinking about this yesterday because I like, Mike Tomlin so much, and I understand why he brought Kenny in the second half against the Jets. The offense was mediocre. Like, there was no spark. Nothing was happening. But it dawned on me, let's just take a look. He's throwing this poor kid with small hands into, hey, here's what we're going to do. Throw him over the fence at the Bronx Zoo and see how he fares with the Tigers. He's gotten, I feel bad. Like everyone's upset that the NFL didn't protect Tua. They're not protecting Kenny Pickett.
I think he'd be okay in the Tiger pen.
No.
Yeah, he would, because the Tigers would look at those tiny little hands and go, "Don't even look appetizing to me." Right? They'd be like, "I don't want to eat that."
Carney's small hands.
Right, exactly.
Like if you had top of your head,
okay.
I want you give me what you would consider an acceptable performance by Kenny Pickett stat-wise. Give me completions,
survival,
and attempts, and that's it. Just those two.
Okay, I would one, because he's a rookie quarterback. I wouldn't want more than 24 attempts.
All right, I think that's a lot, but okay, fine.
Okay, 24 attempts. So if you're
8 out of 24?
18 out of 24.
18?
Wow,
dude, he's playing the Bills.
Well, you're going to run it. So you're going to run it 35 times.
18 to 24, you go to the Hall of Fame. What are we talking? 18 to 24.
You asked me what I think would be acceptable.
Yeah, but I asked you to give me something reasonable.
that is I'm talking about if they have a chance to play in this game. What he's going to have to do for them
that's not what I asked, but okay, fine. For the Steelers to have a chance to be competitive.
Right.
18 of 24.
Right.
Okay.
200 yards.
200 yards.
A TD and no picks.
Yeah, they say crack his whack, buddy. Dude, that's not even possible. He threw 3 picks against the Jets. Yeah, the Bills are the class of the conference. This is my point. You're putting a kid in there who has no idea how to play NFL quarterback yet because he hasn't. And I'm not knocking his future. Maybe he becomes the next version of Terry Bradshaw and Ben Roethlisberger and Cordell Stewart, and he has great success in Pittsburgh. Fingers crossed that happens because he seems like a good kid, right?
Right.
He's never played against a defense like the Buffalo Bills. And now there is no backup. Kenny Pickett's the guy. And oh my God. I mean, this is cruel and unusual punishment.
Well,
I'm telling you, the NFL needs to protect Kenny Pickett.
No.
Listen. For all you guys that are claiming that you care about the well-being, thank you. Oh, give me your focus. That's pretty. All right. Yikes. Oh, the chin. I look like one of my roosters. Anyway, if you care about Kenny Pickett, you will not let him play in this football game. The NFL has to start showing they care about the well-being of its members. Kenny Pickett might die in this game. And I told you so. And then there's going to be all this outcry. Oh, we don't protect guys. We don't protect guys.
I told you, I'm a really gracious loser.
You're a terrible winner.
If Pittsburgh even covers, if Pittsburgh's even close in this game, you will be getting multiple texts from me.
Fair enough.
You will be, multiple texts.
By the way, I got one text from him already today, and it just says, stink. And no joke, it took me a half hour to figure out who texted me. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, don't these people know I'm working?
Yeah.
It's this
That's
guy.
me.
This guy.
I forgot to put the U in front of it.
Yeah, right. We got NFL football tonight, and we'll get into that Broncos-Colts right after this.
A Corona and palm trees.
A Corona and calm seas.
And a balm breeze.
And our strong knees.
It's Andy and Snoop.
And we're eating Guam cheese.
Guam cheese?
Yeah, I don't know. I ran out of rhymes.
Trick or treat! Kit Kat Reese's!
Oh, great costume. Looks like you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
What's for dinner? Panera. Freshly prepared with clean ingredients. It's not just a night off from cooking. It's a delicious night on for everyone at the table. Panera. Only $1 delivery fee on our app.
New Astapro Allergy. No allergy spray is faster. With the speed of Astapro, almost nothing can slow you down. Because Astapro starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. And Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. Now without a prescription. Astapro and go.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I speak a little louder, I'll even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out.
Dude.
I wanna be with you everywhere. I wanna be with you everywhere.
From Bolt to Blazer, Equinox to Silverado, Chevy EVs are for everyone, everywhere.
You love closing a deal, but hate managing your business from afar. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Blake Corum and number 4 Michigan take their electrifying show on the road against Indiana. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Michigan, Indiana, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
England.
That was terrific.
USA.
Go, US!
At Wembley Stadium. Friday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
85% of men and 40% of women will experience hair loss. A fight this big deserves a teammate you can trust.
I'm Forrest Griffin. Turns out I'm a middle-aged man that's losing his hair. Our hair club presented me with a bunch of personalized options for me and my specific situation. Kind of like having a coach for your hair.
Your confidence is worth fighting for, and we've got your back. Give us a call or click. Visit hairclub.com to schedule your free in-person or virtual consultation. Hair Club. Love your hair. Live your life.
Every search you make
Every click you take, I'll be watching you.
The internet doesn't have to be so creepy. The DuckDuckGo app lets you search and browse privately, blocking most trackers, all for free. Your search history is never tracked, so it can't be shared. And when you leave search, DuckDuckGo helps keep companies from watching you as you browse. Join tens of millions of people making the easy switch by downloading the app today. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
One of the most feared heavyweights in history is back. Deontay Wilder squares off with Robert Helenius. Plus, Caleb Plant, Anthony Durrell, and more. Saturday, October 15th, live on pay-per-view. Buy now on the Fox Sports app and watch on any screen you want.
Okay, it's the Carton Show. For the last segment, we have Mark Schlereth and, of course, Cody Decker. One quick callback to yesterday when we discussed that Blake Bortles announced that he had retired from the NFL. And America was like, that he's still playing football? I want to apologize to Blake because Blake gets the last laugh. I did a little research. Blake Bortles made $48 million in his NFL career.
Good for you.
My man.
Yeah, right?
My man.
Did it.
And now he's officially retired.
Okay.
Unless he's playing for the Giants in London this week, which is a distinct possibility. Also, a lot of people say on the show, you don't focus on my team enough. What about my franchise? And we do try to include every NFL team as often as possible. So I wanted to send the Detroit Lions a little love. I love Dan Campbell. He's like one of those guys it seems like you'd love to play for, right?
Awesome.
And their offense has been great. Matter of fact, I think they have the best offense and the worst defense right now. Points scored, points allowed, which means they're a good time. Always fun watching the Lions play. So for all you Detroit Lion fans, I wanted to give you some love today. And I do that through your stud rookie, Aiden Hutchinson, who's having a really good season thus far. He's everything you want him to be. Plus, seems like a great kid. He also has a hot sister. Aria Hutchinson was a candidate for a Miss USA pageant. Beautiful woman, very talented, wants to save the rainforest like every other candidate.
Miss Michigan.
Miss Michigan, of course, which is probably not that hard to win. Well, they don't have clean water there. That being said, she lost. But there's a reason she lost. She lost because she wore a Detroit Lion dress. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Don't you got to know better than that?
Yeah.
Like, the Lions aren't associated with winning.
Yep. Should have worn a Chiefs jersey.
Something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rock of a Hones jersey.
She couldn't go home for Thanksgiving, and see Aiden, but
She wore a picture of Tom Brady on there. She'd have gone right to the top.
She would have gone right to the top and been Miss USA. And Aiden, as a man who grew up with a very attractive sister, I feel your pain. I know what it's like.
It's a very odd thing to say to somebody.
I feel your pain,
Cody,
man.
seriously, could you imagine that in the locker room, how that would play?
No.
Having an attractive sister?
That was in a contest like that. Like, I mean, the unrelenting crap that we would throw that guy.
It's one thing if your hot sister is a mild-mannered librarian who fights crime at night with Batman, but doesn't want any attention. But when a girl or a woman or anyone puts themselves in the public spotlight, it's almost like, now I'm allowed to say things.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You pretty much, when you walk into a locker room, it's the whole theory about being in a locker room is it's kill or be killed.
Oh, yes.
Like, as soon as you walk in, you better be on the offensive at all times. All times.
Because here's the thing. The last thing Aiden wants, and we're going to get to tonight's game here in just 1 second. The last thing, I promise we are. The last thing Aiden Hutchinson wants is a teammate calling his father dad. That's the last thing he wants.
Yeah.
All right. Football tonight. We've got Broncos and the Colts. The Colts are already off to a terrible start. They only have the one win, of course, against the Chiefs of all teams, which makes no sense, but that's kind of the beauty also of the NFL. But tonight's another example to try to figure out what are the Denver Broncos. Listen, it's your team, it's your hometown now, so you know them better than anybody here. What are they? Who are they? Does Melvin Gordon play? Do we see the old Russell Wilson? And when do they kind of figure out their identity? Does it start tonight?
Well, I mean, what we've seen so far, probably not. It probably won't start tonight. I mean, they're trying to work that way. But the bottom line is Russell Wilson's trying to change his game. He knows if he's going to complete his goals of, playing until he's 40 and winning multiple championships, he wants to play from the pocket. He wants to become Drew Brees. That's what he's working on because he hears the criticism. I think for him right now, hey, that's great.
And the criticism is
that he doesn't win from the pocket. He takes too many sacks. It's all about off-schedule plays. So, and I understand that's what you're doing, and as your skills diminish, you try to make up for it with being a smarter football player. That's the process he's going through. So he's trying to morph into more of a Drew Brees. But until you get there, you probably ought to scramble around and make plays because that's where you're at your best, and that's where you're going to develop more chemistry with the rest of your football team.
What's crazy about it is that they give him the $150+ million guaranteed because there's an expectation, right? The expectation is we're getting a franchise quarterback who's going to lead us to the promised land because we believe, as a franchise, we've got everything else. That's what they believe, whether or not we agree with the separate story. So we now got the one piece we needed, which it's impossible to find. Peyton Manning comes in. Bang. We got the guy. He has not been the guy yet. So bad, no joke right now. Geno Smith's numbers are better than his numbers.
Way better.
In every single category that matters. Completion percentage, passing yards.
No, there's one category at the bottom of that list.
Earnings.
Earnings. There's one major category where Geno doesn't have him.
But right now, Russell Wilson is not money well spent.
Here's the interesting thing about athletes. You know how athletes always tell you, I don't pay attention?
Yes.
They lie. They all pay attention. And Russell has rabbit ears. So he hears the criticism. That's why he's trying to change his game. As a matter of fact, after their first game this year against Seattle, he goes back to Seattle, and the Seahawks beat him.
Right.
And Pete Carroll comes out.
That was the game where Hackett went for the field goal.
Right. So Pete Carroll comes back out and says, well, we forced him to his left, and he can't scramble to his left, and he can't throw the ball when he scrambles to his left. And so the game they won, one of the games they won, San Francisco the other night, this is week 3, he scrambles to his left and throws an absolute dime to Kendall Hunton. This is a touchdown drive right here. Scrambles to his left, throws a dime, it's 20-some-odd yards to Kendall Hinton. He comes out in the press conference and he goes, well, I guess I can scramble to my left and throw, right? Like this is that was 3 weeks ago, and you're still on. So this is what he's going through. He's heard the criticism. He has the big Bugs Bunny ears, and what he's saying right now is, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. And
that's really that story is amazing to me. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been to another one. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. And even now, at this stage of his career, the criticism gets to him. Like, he has the right to say, you can all go screw. Like, I know who I am. Look at my numbers. I'm right there in the legacy of great quarterbacks, but it gets to him. And there's an aspect of that I actually like. Because I don't want to have a quarterback where it doesn't bother him anymore, because that's when he's done. I want the guy that still have a chip on his shoulder to say, oh, you don't think I can run left and throw right?
Right.
Watch me.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, but there's a point. Like, if you're going to have that chip on your shoulder, then you've got to be good. Right? Like
Agreed.
Okay, so you can have a chip on your shoulder and be Baker Mayfield, and you know what you look like? A toolbox. You just look like a...
Don't, just because it's your last few minutes here, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to get out with a couple of quickies that I can't respond to. Don't you do that.
Toolbox!
Yeah, I can't defend Baker. Yeah. It's going downhill a lot faster than I thought. Now he's fighting with the media, fighting with the fans.
Right.
The Panthers it's over. Let's be honest about the Panthers. That's done. But I hear what you're saying.
Right, you got to be good.
And I guess the other question is, as much as Russell Wilson hasn't been the guy they expected, what is the word in Denver on Nathaniel Hackett? Fans turning on him already? Like, hey, we're 2-2, but
it goes back to when they started training camp and they were not in pads and they weren't hitting all the time. People were like, this is not. Oh, man. I mean, people were crazy then. Right now, the word on the street is, hey, what's Sean Payton doing? Like
that's not the only city doing that, but I got
city's doing it.
Yeah, but listen, you got a new coach, an offensive coach, which you've been saying for 2 years, or for 4 years, or 5 years. It was 3 years of Vic Fangio, 2 years before that of Vance Joseph. Now, we got to go offense. We got to be innovative. We got to got a new offensive style, right? 4 games in, they're like, what's Sean Payton doing? I saw him on TV on Fox, right? I mean, that's what's going on in Denver right now.
That's going on in a lot of cities. Not New York, of course, because we've got Robert Saleh. They're 2-2.
Wow.
And, of course, the Giants have Brian Daboll in his first year. So, I just like Nathaniel Hackett. He seems like a good guy.
He is a good guy.
And I root for good guys.
Yeah.
And I also recognize that he has not been great on the sideline. But I still think a lot of that, to me, goes back to Russell Wilson, because if you are a franchise quarterback and you do make the money, I think the money is relevant here to the conversation. And I look at each one of their games. The offense has been terrible across the board. They're not scoring a lot of points. And I learned a lot about Russell Wilson in week 1. Everybody was yelling and screaming at Hackett for attempting the 64-yard field goal to try to beat Seattle, right? Mm-hmm. And I viewed it the other way. I've got a franchise quarterback that I brought in for this exact moment, and he willingly walked off the field and let us kick a 64-yarder and made no attempt to tell the coach, first-year head coach, I got this. I can get us 3-4 yards and get a first down and, move the ball into better territory for a potential game-winning field goal. I hated that about Russell.
Oh, yeah?
I really did.
Oh, yeah, I hated that whole scenario. I mean, like, going for a 60, like, your plan is to kick a 64-yard field goal. That's like taking your pregnant wife who's in labor halfway to the hospital and dropping her off.
Why would anybody do that?
Right. No, but that's what. Right. That's what I'm saying. Why
she's going to give birth in like a taxi cab, and that's not.
That's the dumbest plan in history.
But Russell Wilson's got to eat some of that.
Well, Russell Wilson's got to stand up and say, no, we're not doing that. You brought me here to be on 4th and 5.
Especially when they called the timeout, Seattle did. They gave you a chance to rethink it.
It was a horrendous decision, but I love this humility. You know what? He's hired another coach from outside the organization to come be his game manager. That takes humility. So I appreciate that about Hackett.
All right, I do too. Real quick, just before we get out of here, and the game is tonight, Melvin Gordon. Listen, their running backs are banged up. There's a chance he might have to play, but you wouldn't play him. You sit him, you street him. Do you even dress Melvin Gordon if you're in charge?
Well, you're going to have to dress him just because your numbers game. It's
okay.
You don't have enough numbers, but
you don't trust him.
No, I would dress him, but I wouldn't let him take his helmet out.
So Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, I'd go Thurman. Exactly. I actually played in that game.
Did you?
Yeah, I won that Super Bowl.
You won that Super Bowl.
Single-handedly. I don't like to talk about it because it sounds like bragging.
Yeah, then don't.
I was freaking awesome.
Then don't. It's funny because I remember watching that game. I don't remember you playing in it. I mean, I don't.
I was the one that was dispensing justice.
You know what they say? Offensive linemen do have a code. It's called OWUA, and they live by it. And it's overworked, underappreciated. We don't live by that same code here, but appreciate you being here all week, buddy. March 11th, everybody. See you tomorrow.